What's up, y'all? It's Julian Gordon, aka Mr. Multifamily, and I want to say thank you so much for signing up for the Multifamily Masterplan webinar. I'm going to show you how to finance, find, and finalize your first multifamily real estate deal and literally start living for free. Obviously, I'm not in front of my computer right now. In fact, I'm at this beautiful resort here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, enjoying freedom. And freedom is the ability to be who you're meant to be and do what you want to do with your time. And multifamily real estate has afforded that for me. And so what I want to show you on this webinar is how to do the exact same thing, how to get to rent and mortgage freedom by buying your first multifamily home in the right way. That occurred for me in Brooklyn, New York when I got that triplex in May of 2013. And since then, I have not had a housing expense. I haven't paid rent, or mortgage, or utility bill, right? And so from there, we want to build your portfolio up so that you can get to full financial freedom. And full financial freedom is where your passive income is greater than your cost of living. A lot of you have great active income, but you have no passive income whatsoever. And so this is how you achieve freedom through multifamily real estate. And you also create regenerational wealth, which is wealth that you can pass on from generation to generation to generation. So go ahead, get a pen and paper, get ready to take notes. I know that this webinar is going to bless you and literally change the financial trajectory of your life. And so I'm excited for you to watch it, and I look forward to mentoring you on this journey. All right? Much love, y'all. Peace.
All right. What's going on, family? I hope you're well. Welcome to the Multifamily Master Plan. I see you, Adelaide, Akira, Alex, Alicia, Andre, Atia, Bernice, Bridget, Kashana, Cedric, Charlena, Chastity, Cheryl, Chloe, Chris, Christina, Colin, Courtney Gordon. Okay, what's up, family? We share a last name. Chessa, Colin, Curtis, Damon, Daryl, David. What's good? Welcome, everybody. Glad that you made it in. You in the building tonight. So happy to have you. Good. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen. We have a lot to cover in a little amount of time. So I'm going to share my screen. Please confirm that you can see it. Can you see my screen, y'all? Let me know. Go ahead and answer the question. What market are you looking to buy multifamily real estate in? What market are you looking to buy multifamily real estate in? Let me know in chat. Don't give me states. Give me cities or counties. Don't give me states. Give me cities or counties, okay? States are not markets. Atlanta, I see Atlanta in the building. Dallas, Brooklyn. I have property in Brooklyn, Cleveland, Dallas, Oakland. I'm from Oakland. The Bronx, Jacksonville, Riverside County, Baltimore, Miami, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Houston, Stockton, California, Bed-Stuy. That's where my first property was. I'll tell you about that in a second. A couple more Atlantas, San Bernardino, Houston, Lancaster, PA, Chicago, New York City, Broome County, New York, Decatur. Good. So we got people from all over. I see Los Angeles in the building, Richmond, Virginia, Charlotte. Cali is here, showing out, and a lot of New Yorkers as well. All right. I see y'all down in the South. I'm actually in New Orleans right now. Good. Cool. So we got people from all over, and a lot of cities that you have put here in counties. I have students who have closed in those spaces. So let's get it in. I want to start off by giving you this webinar worksheet. I put it together for you to make sure that you don't miss any of the gems that I'm going to be dropping tonight. So go ahead. If you have a printer, go ahead, click the link that I just put in chat and print out the PDF. If you do not have a printer, please go run and get a piece of paper and pen ASAP. This is not the kind of webinar where you're just going to sit back with your arms crossed and Netflix and chill. No, it's not going to be like that. So please go get a pen and paper. If you already have it, type done in chat. If you have a printer, go ahead and print the worksheet. Type done if you already have pen and paper ready to go. You came ready. All right. Y'all knew this was no games. You probably see me elsewhere. You may have seen me online or however you found me. I believe it's all divine timing and in divine order. So I'm glad that you're here, but you came ready. Good. All right, beautiful. So I want to welcome everybody to the Multifamily Master Plan, how to finance, find, and finalize your first multifamily real estate deal and start living for free. My name is Julian Gordon. I'm creator of the Multifamily Movement, and I'm so excited that you were here. I first and foremost just want to celebrate you for coming out here tonight. You could be Netflixing and chilling, doing absolutely nothing, watching some show that isn't going to add value to your life. You know what I tell people all the time? I said, you can't be watching Power if you don't have any power, okay? You can't be watching Scrubs if you are a scrub. You feel me? You can't be watching Breaking Bad if you catching bad breaks. We ain't got time for that. You have no time to worry about celebrity or athletes' lives, y'all. Okay. This is about creating your future, and that's going to require all of the thought, energy, and attention that you have right here and right now. All right. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Julian Gordon, aka Mr. Multifamily. My purpose is to free 300 people like Harriet Tubman to pursue their purpose through entrepreneurship in multifamily real estate. As you know, Harriet Tubman was the #1 conductor on the Underground Railroad, and over the course of about a decade, she made 19 trips with all the Mason-Dixon line and freed about 300 people. Well, I believe that multifamily real estate is what I call the above ground railroad. It is literally above ground. It is right there in plain sight, but many of us haven't seen it as a pathway to freedom, and that's what I'm going to show you tonight. Now, just a quick history lesson. When Harriet Tubman would have people hide out as they were making their way up north on the Underground Railroad in the middle of the night, where would she hide them, y'all? Where would she hide them? Anybody know? A little quick history lesson. Shaquita got it. She would hide them in safe houses, in people's homes. So do you realize that real estate has been part of your journey to freedom since day one? So this is the power of multifamily real estate. I believe that the safest house that you can buy today is multifamily real estate. And so I'm excited to share this particular asset class with you. All right. So my real estate results include building a $4.1 million real estate portfolio with 10 multifamily homes and 30 apartments. Apartments is also used as units. You also hear it as units or as doors. Okay. Together, they generate about $36,000 per month in rent. I built that portfolio in 6 years on the side. Okay. This was not my primary business. My primary business used to be traveling all across the country, speaking at colleges and corporations. I no longer have to do that. And especially when COVID hit, that business slowed down, but thankfully I had put all of my dead presidents and resurrected them and actually put them into assets like multifamily real estate that have gotten me to full financial freedom. And so we're going to talk about that in just a second. Okay. My real estate portfolio returns 13.83% annually. If you look at the S&P 500, for those of you who have money in your 401ks or whatnot, the S&P 500 over the past 20 years has only returned 4.77%. A lot of people think that the S&P 500 or the stock market just naturally returns 10% every single year, and that is not true whatsoever. The S&P 500 has returned 4.77% on average. So what I'm showing you tonight is an asset class that has triple the rate of return of the S&P 500 over the past 20 years, and that does not include the other benefits like the tax benefits, the principal pay down, and the appreciation of that particular asset, which is multifamily real estate. So we'll cover that in just a second. Okay. I'm founder of the multifamily movement, where I'm helping thousands of students achieve rent and mortgage freedom through multifamily real estate. And I want to be very clear that I'm not a licensed real estate agent, and you do not have to be one either in order to become a real estate investor. In fact, tonight I'm going to share with you how real estate investors and real estate agents think about real estate differently. They are not one and the same. So I am not a licensed real estate agent. You do not have to go take any tests. You just have to know how to find deals, evaluate them, and move aggressively in order to close on them. Okay. And that's what I'm here to teach you tonight. Okay. Now, do I have any real estate agents here in the building this evening? Any real estate agents here? Please let me know. I see you, Nikki, Rob, Barry, Courtney, Paula, Chastity, Alicia, Justin, Deon, Bridget. So what is this? This is about, okay, we got about 30, we got 30 of y'all, about 30 of y'all here tonight. So I'm giving all the real estate agents permission to call me out if anything that I say tonight is not fact. Okay. The truth is going to hurt y'all. I'm going to tell you that right now, but the truth will also set you free. The reason these real estate agents are here is because, one, they want to build their own wealth. Okay. So being a real estate agent alone does not actually mean that you are in real estate and actually a real estate investor, two different things. And the real estate agents want to learn how to serve their investor clients at a higher level so that they can get one client like me who buys several properties in a year, as opposed to chasing a whole bunch of single family buyers. So I'm excited that they are here, and I'm giving them permission to call me out in chat if I say anything that is incorrect. All right. So with that, I'm going to be very transparent with you tonight. I'm going to show you my actual portfolio. I'm not just going to say that I have 10 properties. I'm going to actually show them to you. These are the properties that I control at this moment in time. This is my first property in Brooklyn, New York, 2013, May of 2013. This property is what changed the game for me. Okay. And this is what I'm seeking to help you get today, is your first property so that you can ultimately build out an entire portfolio. Can everybody type portfolio in chat? Can you please type portfolio in chat? Okay. We have to get this first property right. But ultimately, the goal is not just one property. Okay. Over the course of your lifetime, anybody can become a home buyer. Anybody. Okay, we are seeking to build a portfolio, and that portfolio starts with one property. So my first property was in Brooklyn, New York. It was a triplex, and so as a result, since May 2013, I have not paid a housing expense over the past 7 years of my life. Not one. I haven't made any of the mortgage payments. Why? Because the rents from the third and the second floor cover the principal, interest, taxes, insurance, capex, repair reserve, and vacancy rate. So the moment I bought that property, one single decision, literally, I've not paid a housing expense over the past 7 years of my life. Okay. So from there, I started investing from a distance. While living in Brooklyn, I bought property in New Orleans. I also bought property in my hometown of Oakland, California. All right. And then as you can see, in 1 year alone, I bought 7 properties. A lot of people say, Julian, how long do I have to wait to buy another property? You just have to make sure that your cash flow, and your credit are right, and your DTI is in position. And when you buy right, in the way that I'm going to teach you tonight, your DTI should actually improve, which is your debt to income ratio. It should actually improve with every single purchase that you make. So today I have 30 apartments, okay? 13.83% cash on cash return, 19.5% appreciation, $36,000 in monthly rents, and $4.1 million in value. So this happened pretty quickly. This is not get rich quick scheme, okay? This does not happen overnight. Okay, but 6 years is not that long in order to create what I've been able to create. And this is why I'm here sharing it with you. Now, I've not only been able to teach this, do this for myself, I've been able to teach it to many others. These are my actual students who have also closed on properties following the same exact methodology that I'm going to be teaching you tonight. That's the Royal Family fourplex in Los Angeles. Jackie All Cooper, she has a triplex and a single family in Philadelphia. Darren and Aisha, excuse me, they have a triplex in Providence, Rhode Island. That is Karen and Jamel. They are agents in Norfolk, Virginia. Alan got this triplex in Baltimore. Olivia and Tyler got a fourplex here in New Orleans. Morgan got a fourplex in South Carolina, and the Campbell family have a duplex in Charlotte. So these are just some of the families that I've been able to help as I'm on my mission and to fulfill my purpose, which is to free 300 families or people through multifamily real estate. Okay. So with that, you want the worksheet link? I'll put that in there again. Okay, if you're just joining us, got in here a little bit late, make sure you get a pen and paper in order to take notes, and make sure you catch all these gems that I'm going to be dropping. I've already dropped some, so make sure that you, all right? So tonight, I'm going to be showing you the multifamily math, how to quickly and quantitatively evaluate a real estate deal in less than 10 minutes so that you can make an offer before anyone else. I'm going to show you the multifamily map, how to find great emerging markets, neighborhoods, and properties near you or from a distance that will provide great cash flow and potential appreciation. And then the multifamily mindset, how to think like a real estate investor when it comes to wealth, money, real estate, and debt. What I found is that real estate is really a mindset game. I own my mental real estate before I own any physical real estate. A lot of the tactical things, the how-tos are out there online on YouTube, podcasts, blog posts, books, etc. But what blocks people from taking action is actually the mindset. And so tonight we're going to focus a lot on the mindset. As you know, scripture says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So we have to renew the mind first, and especially around wealth, money, real estate, and debt. So my big promise for all of you, Simone says she knows the Royal family. Okay, cool. My big promise is to give you a proven path to rent and mortgage freedom. And you've heard me say that a couple of times. So let me explain exactly what rent and mortgage freedom are. Okay, so rent and mortgage freedom is the result of buying multifamily real estate, which has cash flow that eliminates your housing expense forever. Okay, so literally with one single decision, you can eliminate your housing expense forever, whether that is rent or a mortgage payment. Okay, I haven't found one other decision that is going to have as much impact on your financial future and trajectory, except for who you decide to marry. Okay, so this is the power of multifamily real estate. For most people, their housing expense, whether it is rent or mortgage, takes up about 35% of the money that they bring into their household every single month. Okay, so with one single decision to buy multifamily real estate and eliminate your housing expense to get to rent and mortgage freedom, imagine never having to pay a housing expense for the rest of your life. I'm talking Andre 3000. Ever. That's literally what I'm talking about. So in chat, please let me know what would change for you in your life if you no longer had a housing expense for the rest of your life. Let me know in chat. Let me know in chat. A whole lot, everything, peace of mind, pay off student loans faster. We're going to talk about that tonight. Freedom, I could breathe easier, savings, financial freedom, no extra debt, peace, freedom. I see a lot of freedom saved, no more struggle. Y'all don't want to spend no time with your family. Y'all been quarantined with your family. You don't even, you trying to go on vacation without them. I'm trying to travel alone. I'm out. Y'all funny. No, I know you love your family. We're here to create regenerational wealth. That's what I call it. And so I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. All right. So all these things that you're talking about, freedom, follow my passion, start my company, sleep easier, peace of mind, travel, invest, save, eliminate debt. All of those things can occur when you make this one single decision. And so that's what the power of multifamily real estate is. Okay. So with that, we got to address the elephant in the room, and the elephant in the room is obviously COVID. It has changed the game, and it had a huge impact on the entire economy. So we need to address coronavirus, right? And Black folk, we nickname everything. So what about that Rona though? What about that Rona though? So let's talk about what coronavirus is doing to actually impact your ability to acquire real estate. All right. So the first thing that COVID is doing is that in a recession, housing prices typically drop, okay? So all these gray bars that you see are the last recessions, and what you'll notice is that housing prices typically drop in the midst of a recession, okay? Now, what has happened in this particular economy is that housing prices have not dropped. They continue to go up. Does anybody know why? It is because of the foreclosure moratorium. The foreclosure moratorium has prevented banks from actually foreclosing on all the properties where people are actually behind. So it is the housing market is being artificially held up by the foreclosure moratorium. What do you think is going to happen when the foreclosure moratorium comes to an end, y'all? What do you think will happen when the foreclosure moratorium comes to an end and all this new inventory comes onto the market? We will see housing prices drop, okay? So the housing prices right now have been artificially held up by the federal government, but it is at some point the foreclosure moratorium will end, and we want to be ready for that moment in time so we can buy an asset at a discount. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing about recessions is that rents go up in the midst of economic recessions. Okay, again, these gray bars represent the last few recessions. This blue line represents average rents, and you can see that the trend line is actually up. Okay, rents go up. Now, this sounds counterintuitive. People are losing their jobs, stock market is going down, etc. Why would rents go up in the midst of a recession? I'm going to show you exactly why. It's basic economics, okay? In every market, there are permanent renters. There are renters who are looking to buy soon, and there are single family buyers who are trying to keep up with the Joneses, okay? And so when those single family buyers are trying to keep up with the Joneses, they bought a 5-bedroom house for a family that only needed 3 bedrooms, right? Why? Because grandma's coming over on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Literally, grandma's only going to be at the house 10 days out of the entire year, but just to have that American dream, they bought all this extra home. So now when one person ends up losing their job and they can no longer make that mortgage payment, then what happens? They either have to sell their home, likely at a discount, or they get foreclosed on. And when they get foreclosed on, where do they go? They still need a place to live, so they end up becoming renters. So now the demand for rental units has gone up, right? But the supply of rental units has not changed. When demand goes up, but supply has not changed, what happens to price, y'all? When demand goes up, but supply has not changed, what happens to price? Price goes up. This is why rental units like the ones I have, the rents have actually gone up in the midst of an economic recession. Okay, so this is the power of you controlling multifamily real estate. The other beautiful thing that is working in your favor and making it easier for you to acquire multifamily real estate right now is that mortgage interest rates are at an all-time low. I've literally had students close at 2.25% interest rate, okay? If inflation averages 3% and I'm able to borrow money at 2.25%, literally that's just basically free money. That's basically free money. Does anybody know what boomers were charged in terms of interest on their mortgages? What were boomers paying in terms of interest, your parents, etc.? Literally, they were paying 8 to 15% on their mortgages. So you think mama and daddy had paid off their house? No, they had so much interest that they were paying. And now we can borrow money anywhere between 2 and 3%. That is insane. So this is actually in your favor. COVID has actually put things in your favor because you get to lock in money at at the lowest rates they've ever been before. Okay, so a lot of people, so 2 things are going to happen in this particular economy. You're either going to freeze out of fear or you're going to get free. You're going to freeze out of fear or you're going to get free. Please type which one you're going to do. Are you going to freeze or get free? Are you going to freeze or get free? Okay. A lot of people are fear-based, right? But obviously you're here for a reason. And I see that you all want to get free. All right. So why this, why now? If you wait to get started, in multifamily real estate, one, rents will continue to rise, which makes it too hard for you to save, right? And then as prices start to rise again in terms of the housing market, it'll make it too hard for you to buy, right? So if you don't move and get ready for this window of time where the foreclosure moratorium ends and real estate goes on discount, you may never own multifamily real estate. You may never own multifamily real estate. And I'm not being joking with that. I'm really, really serious. And here's why. We all know that there is a gap between the rich and the poor. And it used to be that if you did some of the right things, like went to the right schools, got good grades, got the right job, met the right people, you from one side to the other, okay? What is happening right now is that the gap between the rich and the poor is getting wider and wider and wider. And at some point, it's going to be so wide that no matter what you do, no matter how good you are, it is going to be almost impossible to get from one side to the other. So before that gap gets too wide for you or for your children, I'm seeking to help you get an asset that ensures that your family and your last name is on the right side of the equation. All right. So this is why this is so urgent in terms of this moment in time. Now, what I'm teaching you is the most proven business model of all time. It is the #1 subscription business model in the entire world. Better than Amazon Prime, better than Netflix, okay? This business model is literally 1,100 years old. If you remember the feudal system in Europe in 900 AD, in the feudal system, kings gave land to lords in exchange for loyalty. So where do you think the word landlord comes from? It comes from the feudal system, which is 1,100 years old. Now, I cannot guarantee you that Amazon, Apple, or Tesla are going to be around 1,100 years from now. But if there are human beings on the face of this earth, they will still need a place to live, and multifamily real estate will be more valuable than it has ever been. Okay, so this is why we are so keen on this particular business model. Now, when I'm talking about multifamily real estate, what am I talking about exactly? I am talking about 2-family, 3-family, and 4-family homes. Okay, these are also known as duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes. I'm not talking about those 60-unit buildings that you see when you drive down the freeway. That's more advanced, okay? Now, when I'm talking about 2 to 4 family homes, there's only 2.6 million of them in the entire United States. They only make up 18% of the entire rental supply. So we're looking for a very specific asset to acquire in your last name, okay? Now, financing, what's powerful about this is that financing for 2 to 4 unit homes fall under the same residential guidelines as single family homes. So literally, listen to me, y'all. The same documents that you would submit to a lender, okay, for a single family home, your pay stubs, your tax returns, etc., are the same documents that you would have to submit for a 2-family, 3-family, or 4-family home at the exact same lender. Once you get to 5 units or more, hear me on this. Once you get to 5 units or more, that becomes commercial real estate, and that is typically a different lender, additional documentation, and higher down payments and higher interest rates, okay? So we are looking for 2-family, 3-family, or 4-family homes. Please type clear if that makes sense. Please type clear if that makes sense, right? The same exact process as you buying a single family home is the same for multifamily, okay? Now, you can typically achieve rent and mortgage freedom when you buy a 3-family or 4-family in the right way. Typically, a duplex or a 2-family home will not get you to rent and mortgage freedom because the rents from one side won't cover all of the principal, interest, taxes, insurance, capex, repair, reserve, and vacancy rate, okay? So we typically need a triplex like I did in Brooklyn or a 4-plex to get to rent and mortgage freedom on our first purchase, all right? Cool. So this webinar is for you if you are a renter or single family home buyer who wants to be receiving rents monthly instead of paying rent or mortgage to someone else. This is for you if you're committed to creating generational wealth for yourself and your family by having your money work for you instead of you always working for it. And this is for you if you're willing to make the short-term sacrifices necessary to guarantee long-term financial gains and freedom. All right. So before we get into it, I want to ask for your permission really quickly. If I promise to give you some great content in the short amount of time that we have together, can I take 10 minutes at the end to share an opportunity with you all to consider for those of you who want to accelerate your process, those of you who want help and guidance, those of you who don't want to make mistakes on this journey? Can I share an opportunity with you to consider? Again, I only do it at the end, and it'll only be for those who are serious and who actually want help on this journey. I'm going to give you enough game in this webinar to go try to do what you do. But if you want a proven pathway, then I want to share an opportunity with you all to consider. Okay. All right. I appreciate that. All right. Now, for those of you who stay to the end, I'm going to be giving you a free gift. It is my beginner's guide to multifamily real estate investing. Normally it is $47, but I'm actually going to give it to you for free. The webinar technology will allow me to know who stayed to the end, and I'll be emailing this out to you as a PDF tomorrow, okay? It's my ebook. And in the back of it is a list of down payment assistance programs organized by state. Literally $5,000 grants. Some of them, if you take a landlord's class, it will actually, if you take a landlord's class, they will actually roll your closing costs into the loan, meaning less money out of your pocket. So literally, you find your state, you go find the program, you click the link, and you go do your research on that program to see if you qualify for it, okay? So I know you're giving me your time, which is your most valuable asset. And in exchange, if I can put money back into your pocket by helping you save as you seek to buy multifamily real estate, then I'm happy to do that. So again, that's the beginner's guide to multifamily real estate investing. The webinar technology will let me know who stays to the end, and I will send that out via email to those people tomorrow. All right, cool. So again, I'll put the webinar worksheet in here to make sure that you catch all the gems that I drop. All right, again, print that out. And if you do not have a printer, go ahead and just get a pen and paper. We're about to get started. All right. Now, how many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? All right. You just wanted to get off, right? As you can tell, I'm high energy. I talk fast. So this is why I created the worksheet for you so you can catch the gems. But I understand multifamily real estate in so much depth that I can take all of the vocabulary and language and actually weave it into song and rhyme. Many of you had to teach your kids during COVID and through homeschooling. And how do kids learn? They learn through song and rhyme, all right? So I'm going to make this webinar fun. It's going to be edutainment, but there's also going to be some tough love. So we're going to go on a roller coaster ride tonight. So I want you to buckle in and hold tight because we're about to go in, all right? So I'm going to open it up with a poem for you called the Multifamily Poem, all right? Why don't we hack houses like frat houses where everyone living good for just a few thousand? Some will say it's lousy while they slaving proudly, spending 1/3 of their revenue to pay for housing. Living on your own, but you don't own ish. Can't even get a loan, student debt is up. Thinking a higher wage is the way to get rich. Not if your living expenses rise directly with it. Trying to keep up with the Joneses deep in debt till you croak. I'm gonna live just like the Jeffersons, pretending that I'm broke. Then I'll buy a multifamily, let the rents pay the note. Perhaps you could be my tenant. Yo, that would be dope. I keep my cost of living low along with my blood pressure. Because if you always stressing, it's hard to enjoy pleasure. The man with the most is not the one who wins the race. It's the man with his soul who can look at his own face. 40 acres and a mule is what they taught us in school. I'd rather have 40 apartments and a big money pool. Leverage credit to capital and capital to cash flow. Cash is not king because the interest too low. Some call me a do-gooder. I got good deeds in my name. As the lord of my land, I'll never be a slave. You can dabble in stocks, lose your shirt and your socks, but the demand for housing will never, ever stop. Assets, assets, assets. Passive, passive, passive. These are the two keys to amass wealth quick. But quick is really relative. It's a long-term game. Who you hustling for? Your first or your last name? Bars. Bars. All right. Cool. So where you are on your journey to wealth consciousness at this moment in time, you may not understand every single line here. Every single line here is packed with bars, okay, with wealth consciousness. Like, for instance, cash is not king. You've been taught that cash is king, but cash is not king. Cash is actually the lowest yielding asset in the entire world. You realize that the US dollar is 75% cotton. Many of y'all are still out here picking cotton on a daily basis and you didn't even know it. You still on the corporate plantation. You go get your master a whole bunch of bales of cotton every single day, and every 2 weeks, they pay you with some flat cotton. Cash is not king. Cash is pawn. Assets like multifamily real estate, that is queen, right? Queens give birth to kings, which is cash flow, and then those kings lead to pawns, right? And pawns in the game of chess, you will sacrifice a pawn to acquire another queen, right? What did Nipsey Hussle say? We playing chess, not checkers. Many of y'all have been playing checkers, and we need to elevate to a more strategic game and start to play chess. All right. So let's get it in, y'all. Myth number one, I can't afford it. So you need to be very mindful of your language. There's power in your words and in your tongue. Okay. And so you have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. The conscious mind processes 40 bits of information per second. The subconscious mind processes 40 million bits of information per second. The conscious mind has executive authority. So when the conscious mind speaks to the subconscious mind and says, I can't, it literally turns off all that horsepower. Now, what do you think keeps you breathing in the middle of the night? What keeps you breathing? That is your subconscious mind. While your conscious mind is asleep tonight, right? That will be your subconscious mind that keeps you breathing. What keeps your heart beating in the middle of the night? That is your subconscious mind. Okay. Your conscious mind is asleep, right? You're laying in bed, you're asleep. What wakes you up at 3 a.m. with that $1 million business idea? That was your subconscious mind working for you while your conscious mind was asleep. Okay. So we never want to turn off the horsepower of the subconscious mind. So we need to be very careful with our language. So never say, I can't afford it. Instead, say, how can I afford it? When you pose a question to the subconscious mind, it will seek an answer for 24/7. 24/7, it will work for you around the clock until it finds an answer. So you need to be very careful with your language. All right. Now I'm going to prove to you that you can afford not only real estate, but even multifamily real estate, which you may perceive is actually more expensive. And I'm going to show you. You don't need lots of money to get started in real estate. This was my actual W-2 from 2012. If you remember from earlier, for those of you who were here at the beginning, what year did I buy that property in Brooklyn, New York, y'all? I bought it in 2013. As you can see, this is my W-2 from 2012. If I move this black bar right here, you will see my social security number. In 2012, I only made $36,000, yet I was still able to qualify for that property. This is the W-2 that they used to qualify me for that property in Brooklyn, New York, y'all. So I got started in multifamily real estate when I wasn't making a lot of money. I got started in New York City, the most expensive market in the world. I got started when I was an entrepreneur. For those of you who are self-employed and think you can't make this work, literally, I'm showing you the game and I'm a living example. And I got started within 3 years of economic recession. Okay. So any limiting beliefs that you put on yourself, that's all on you. Okay. This is facts, right? And I'm going to show you how this works. Julian, how the heck do you get finance for a triplex in Brooklyn, New York on $36,000? Okay. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Look at this. The way multifamily real estate gets financed is a little bit different than single family. When you're buying a single family property, this pink house here in New Orleans, you can go qualify for it and they will use your income. So let's say you're making $40,000 in income. They will qualify you just based on your income, right? Now, typically back of the envelope number, you can typically get financed for about 6 times whatever you're making in income, okay? 6 times whatever you're making in income. So 6 times 40,000 is $240,000. Y'all want to see a magic trick? Y'all want to see a magic trick? Watch this, y'all. Here's the power of multifamily real estate. When you are going to buy multifamily real estate, like this pink fourplex that I control here in New Orleans, the bank will add 75% of the annual rents to your income and qualify you based on that number. Let me show you. So let's say each unit of this fourplex yields $1,000. That's $4,000 in rent. Times 75%, that's $3,000 per month. Times 12 months is $36,000. So the bank will take my $40,000 in W-2 income, add on $36,000 in rental income, and qualify me based on $76,000, not based on $40,000. So literally, based on that math, I would qualify for $456,000 as opposed to $240,000. Literally, I'm almost able to buy twice as much real estate because I bought multifamily and not single family. Do y'all get this? Because the bank knows that as soon as you get the keys to this property, that rental income is going to get added on to your W-2 income. So they take that into account when qualifying you for the mortgage. See, this is why some of you thought that you couldn't get in the game. It's easier to buy multifamily real estate than it is to buy single family real estate, y'all. Easier, not harder, easier. Okay. So this is the power of multifamily real estate, right? So in chat, please let me know if you've been pre-approved, type yes. If you have not been pre-approved, type no. If you, wow, no, 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 yes, no, 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 yes, no, no, no. So I'm gonna say about 90% of you have not been pre-approved. Listen, everybody who's typing no, I need to come at y'all real quick. If you have not been pre-approved, it is your fault. It costs you absolutely nothing to get pre-approved. All you have to do is go down to wherever you have your checking and savings account, ask for the mortgage department and say, what documents do I need to get a pre-approval letter from you for a mortgage? Costs you nothing, absolutely nothing. All right. And so many of you don't even know what you would qualify for based on your cash your cash flow, and your credit. One of my students thought that he would only be able to qualify for $350,000, right? Based on his own math. I don't know where he got the math from, but when we finally went through the process, he got approved for $500,000, for $500,000. And that was enough to buy multifamily real estate in his market. $350,000 was not. And so my homework for everybody who has not been pre-approved is to go get pre-approved. All of you who have not been pre-approved within the next 72 hours by Friday, go get pre-approved. No excuses. Oh, Julian, they're going to pull my credit, etc. The goal of this game is not to have perfect credit. Some of you have better credit scores than me, but don't have anywhere near the net worth. We're not supposed to just be looking at a perfect credit score. The goal is to leverage credit to capital and capital to cash flow. You heard me say that in the poem. Okay, so go get pre-approved just so we can see how the lender looks at you. Some of you have some fake numbers in your head like, oh, I can never afford that, yet you haven't been pre-approved. So how do you know you can't afford that? All right, so that is everybody's homework, is to go get pre-approved. Look, y'all, let me say this. If you've not been pre-approved, you've been sitting on the sidelines watching other people play when you could have been playing 2 years ago. You've been sitting on the sidelines. And I need to say this, listen, it was not racism that stopped you from getting a home. It was not sexism that stopped you from getting a home. It was your own shrinking thinking. It was your own shrinking thinking. Nobody was blocking you. You told yourself a narrative that you couldn't afford it, and that shrinking thinking stopped you from moving forward. And you literally had no clue. You were just pulling a number out your, you know what. Okay? So that is everybody's homework. Do you accept that homework assignment? Yes or no? It's one of the easiest homework assignments in the world. Okay? Some of you attempted to type no, you got an excuse, you got a story, but what happened was, I don't want to hear it. Go get pre-approved. Go get pre-approved. With the exception of those who are unemployed right now, everybody else can get pre-approved. All right? Cool. Now, you may not get pre-approved at the number that you would like or that you need to afford real estate in your market, okay? But everybody can go get pre-approved, all right? So let's keep it pushing. Let's talk about the monthly payment, all right? So a lot of people think that they can't make the monthly payment. You want to know something, y'all? You think you can't make the monthly payment. You think you can't pay a mortgage when the reality is that if you were renting, you've been paying somebody else's mortgage every single month on time by the 5th of the month. So make that make sense. You don't think you can make a mortgage payment, yet you've been making somebody else's mortgage payment. Make that make sense. See, that's the owner-slave mentality. You thinking like a slave instead of like an owner. All right. So the average 2-bedroom in the United States is $1,200 to rent is $1,225. Okay. If you were to buy a small single family home in the middle of the United States at $218,000, your mortgage would be $1,199. So literally it's less to own than it is to rent. Literally it's less to own than it is to rent. So you can definitely afford a mortgage, but of course this webinar isn't about single family real estate. I had somebody show up to the webinar before, and this is what she said. Okay, she said, hey, Julian, love your online seminar. Really wish I could join, but being a single working mom right now is what's preventing me from pursuing my dream. At this time, I pay $1,200 per month for 9 years, which is insane for rent to a slumlord who never fixes anything. And if he does, it is used. Okay, now in chat, please let me know, where do you see the limited thinking? Where do you see the shrinking in this particular post? Where do you see the shrinking thinking? There you go, single mom, okay? Now, I'm not saying that it's not hard to be a single mom, right? But here's how you know that excuse is not valid. If I can go find 5 other single moms who have overcome that challenge and still own multifamily real estate, then this individual knows that that excuse is no longer valid, okay? Now, this is not about single moms, because guess what? All of us here on this webinar could plug in something into that blank space and identify what our crutch is. You all know what your excuse is. The one you pull out when you're not ready to fully show up, the one you lean on when you're afraid, the one you lean on when you're not really ready to play at your best. How many of y'all got one of those excuses? Type me in chat. Type me in chat if you know what yours is. I'm not gonna have you type it in chat. Oh, you know, my parents got divorced when I was young. My dad wasn't there. I dropped out of high school. I dropped out of college. I'm divorced. I got ADHD. You know what it is. I got child support. You know what your excuse is. Whenever you're not ready to show up, you pull out this card. You pull out your victim card, right? And if I can go find 5 other people who have the same challenge as you, but still own multifamily real estate, then we know that your excuse is not valid. So pick up your mat and walk. Okay, so here's how we know this individual's in victim consciousness is because she's been paying the same slumlord $1,200 a month for 9 years. How long does a lease last, y'all? How long does a lease last? 1 year. So you telling me that after 12 months, she couldn't have got on apartments.com or Craigslist and found another apartment for her family? Instead, she's paid $1,200 a month to a slumlord who does not care about her family, or our community whatsoever. See, that's what happens when you're in victim consciousness and slave mentality. All right. So let's look at the numbers. How much did she pay this slumlord over the past 9 years? $129,000. $129,000. We talking about closing the wealth gap, and we giving somebody who's a slumlord $129,000. Close the wealth gap, and we just forking over money just like that. Some of y'all typing that's crazy. If I had all of you who are renting right now type up, add up how much money you paid in rent since you've been quote unquote living on your own, it would make some of y'all throw up. It makes some of y'all sick right now. And for those of you who are single family mortgages, if I had you go add up all the interest you paid to the bank thus far, it'd make you sick as well. In fact, in chat, everybody type in rent or mortgage, their amount. Type 1,000 rent or 1,000 mortgage. Let me know. I just want to see these numbers. 900 rent, 1,700 rent, 820 rent, 850 rent, 1,200, 1,400, 1,900, 2,700 mortgage, 1,481 rent, 300, 3,500 mortgage, 1,100 rent, 2,600 rent, 2,400, 2,300, 1,650, 2,100, 1,530, 783. All right, stop, y'all. 1,800 mortgage. All right, stop, y'all. This is sad. This is sad. All right, listen, watch this, y'all. I'm gonna show you how much money, just us right here tonight, that we are forking over in housing expenses. Watch this. I'm gonna take 1,200 as the average, right? Times 12 months, times the number of people that are here tonight. Y'all wanna know how much money we spending on housing? Just us right here. I'm not talking about your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncles, your kids, nobody. Just us right here. Y'all wanna see how much money? Just us right here? $15.8 million. Just us. Just us right here. No extended family, just us right here. $15.8 million to housing every single year, rent and mortgage. That's sick. And we talk about closing the wealth gap. We talk about financial freedom, and we giving over $15.8 million a year. We got to get off that, y'all. So here's where the tough love comes in, y'all. And I want you to know that love is the noun, tough is the adjective. I hope, can y'all tell that I'm coming from a place of love tonight? Can y'all tell? I just want to be clear, because otherwise some of y'all might get triggered by what I'm about to say. Okay? So tough is just the adjective. I just realized after teaching for so long, I realized that soft stuff does not work, y'all. The soft stuff, oh, just pursue your dreams, reach for the clouds, and you'll reach for the stars. That soft stuff doesn't work, y'all. How many of you had a tough coach, like in high school, like a sports coach or something like that, who pushed you? You was mad at them in the moment, but you know that they made you better. How many of you had somebody like that in your life? Okay, so that's who I'm gonna be for you in this real estate game. All right, so I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready. For everyone who is here tonight, who is renting, I need you to accept the reality that if you are a renter, you are homeless. You are homeless. Yep, technically, you do not have a home. Now, I know you call it my apartment or my house, but the reality is it's not, because you're not on the title, you're not on the deed. That is Sally or Tommy's apartment that you've been renting for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years now. So you are officially homeless. Now, I know you moved in there with the intention of one day you owning a home, but here's the moment where you went wrong. The moment you moved in and you put that scissors to that U-Haul box and you started unpacking, that's when you got stuck. Because I know all of you hate moving. You got comfortable, you started unpacking, you started painting the walls, putting up bookshelves, buying furniture to fit in certain nooks. you sweeping the hallways, you mowing the lawn. Everybody thinks that it's yours, and it's not. I know you want to invite people over for dinner as COVID slows down and things of that nature. And on the invitation, you would have put, come over to my house. But the reality is, it's not yours. So on the invitation, if you're invited over friends and family, you ain't got to lie to kick it. Just type, come over to Sally's house where I've been renting for 5 years. Don't put come over to my house because it's not yours. That would be a lie. Okay? Tell them whose house it actually is. Tell them whose house it actually is. All right? So here you are with all this technology. You probably got $1,000 computer or $1,000 phone in your hand. You got a good head on your shoulder. You got all this education. You got a good job. You got people who love you, right? And here we have a homeless person who's actually on a bus bench tonight. Probably been through some physical trauma, some drug abuse, addiction, no money to their name, no family, no friends, no bank account, no food. The only thing they have is the clothes on their back. And answer me this. How does this homeless person own as many properties as you do? 0. This actual homeless person owns as many properties as you do, and their rent expense is less than yours. This person ain't paying no rent for that bus bench, yet you forking out $1,200 a month. Okay? So it's time for you to do something and get up and get out and get something. You were too smart. You were too hardworking to still be renting and think that that is the pathway to wealth. It is not going to happen that way. All right? So you have to stop lying to your subconscious mind and saying, we got a house, my apartment. Stop using that language. You have to temporarily accept the fact that you are homeless to activate yourself to move and actually move towards ownership. All right? Stop me when I'm lying, y'all. Okay? Now, to all my single family buyers that are here on this webinar, it ain't safe, it ain't safe, it ain't safe. Okay? So all my single family buyers, I want you to know that the word mortgage literally means death pledge. Mort, the prefix as in mortician or mortuary, the word mortgage literally means death pledge. And many of y'all happily signed up for a 30-year death pledge. Put your picture up on Instagram. Look at me, I'm a homeowner. I just signed up for a 30-year death pledge. Yay. You want to know how it's a death pledge? Because many of you are working jobs on the corporate plantation that you hate, and you're afraid to leave because of your mortgage payment. When we really come down to the come down, it's not your car note. It's not the food that you eat. You are afraid to leave because you are afraid of missing one single mortgage payment. The easiest way to retain an employee on the corporate plantation is help them get a mortgage. Stop me when I'm lying, y'all. Now, HGTV deceived you. The American dream deceived you. It's actually an American nightmare. Okay, let me explain. When you get the keys on HGTV, what do they say? Congrats, you are what? Congrats, you are what? You're a home owner. That is a lie. When you get the keys to that property, you are not a home owner. You are a home buyer. You only own 3.5% of that home. The bank owns the other 96.5%. So stop calling yourself a home owner. You are not. Unless you paid off that property in full and it is free and clear, you are not a home owner. Okay? So let's look at that transaction really quickly. If you're a single family buyer, the truth is that the bank buys your home and then rents it to you for 30 years. You thought you weren't paying any rent anymore. Look at me, I'm no longer paying rent. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You're not paying rent to a landlord, but you're paying rent to the bank to use their money that you did not have. That rent is called interest. So you are still paying rent. It is just called interest. The interest on a $300,000 home with 3.5% down at 4% is $208,000. If we divide that $208,000 by 360 months, which is the length of a mortgage, you are still paying $578 per month in rent. And I've not included private mortgage insurance. I've not included your taxes, your insurance, your utilities, or your maintenance. You want to know something that's even crazier, y'all? Somebody who owns a 1,500 square foot single family home probably has more money coming out of their pocket every single month due to housing than someone who is renting the same square footage across the street. The person who's renting doesn't have to pay principal, interest, taxes, insurance, maintenance, or anything of that nature. But the single family buyer paying all of that probably has more money going out of their pocket due to housing. Are y'all catching this? Are y'all catching this? Okay. So for all my single family buyers, if you feel you messed up, type messed up. Okay. I'm not doing this to shame you. I'm doing this to educate all of the renters who are here. Renters, I want you to look at the chat right now. I want you to look at the chat right now. You literally have 50, 60, like 70 single family buyers telling you do not walk in my footsteps. Renters, are you seeing this? Please type yes. Okay. So don't come at me 3 months later talking about, Julian, you know, I was still wanting my single family homes, but now how do I get multifamily? Don't come at me like that. Now you know. Okay. Once you know, you can't unknow. All right. So your first mortgage payment, all the single family buyers, your first mortgage payment, what percentage went to interest? What percentage went to interest? 70% of your first mortgage payment went to interest. And people call a single family home an asset. Tell me, what kind of bank account do I put in $1,000, and the moment I put in that $1,000, only get credited $300 on my account? How is that a good savings account? I put in 1,000, and 2 seconds later, once I hand it over, it only gets credited for 300. How is that a good savings account? That is terrible. And I can't even access the money because it's stuck in the walls of the home. I can't even access the money that I just put in. The 300 that I put in 1,000, I only got credited 300, and I can't even access the 300. Tell me how that's a good deal, y'all. Okay, so this is why we have to change the game. So if you can pay rent, you can own a single family home, but obviously we're not here to talk about that. If you don't want to pay rent or mortgage ever again, you can literally just own a single family home. I mean, a multifamily home, excuse me. You can own a multifamily home, all right? So now let's talk about the down payment, all right? Let's talk about the down payment. So a lot of people think that they can't make the down payment. Julian, is too much. Well, the reality is that most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, okay? 78% of Americans live in paycheck to paycheck. So just for people of color who are on this webinar tonight, I want you to know, for me, Black people make up 14% of the United States, yet 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So guess what? That means a lot of white folk are living paycheck to paycheck. This country is not about race, y'all. Sorry to tell you. This country is not about race, so do not take anything personal. There's only one color that matters in this country. Does anybody know what it is? It is green. You realize if there are no people of color in this country, it would still be classism? Why do you think white folks fled from Europe? Because it was white folks oppressing other white folks. So please don't take anything that's happening personal. There is a group of people that are the powers that be that seek to oppress anybody who doesn't stand in their power. They don't care what color you are. So I'm here to liberate anybody who feels like they aren't free. Okay? So down payment. You think you can't make the down payment? That excuse is done. Okay? And let me show you. Did you know that there are no money down programs out there? No down payment, no closing costs, no points or fees, no credit score consideration. These are not stock images to the right. These are men that I actually know. That's Mark. He owns a duplex in Inglewood, California. Okay? That's the Rowe family. They have a fourplex in Los Angeles, California. And that's the Felix family. They have a duplex in Brooklyn, New York. See, your intellectual property, what you know, can actually get you physical property. Some of you simply don't know enough. You didn't know enough. And so you believe that you couldn't afford it. You couldn't save up for the down payment. So you stopped looking. Okay? So this program is called NACA, NACA.com, NACA.com. No down payment, no closing costs, no points or fees, no credit score consideration, below market 30 or 15-year fixed rates. So that whole excuse you had of I can't afford it, it is gone forever. I never want to hear it come out your mouth again. I've literally given you a 0% down program. 0% down. Don't ask me for any other hookups beyond that. There's nothing better than 0% down, y'all. We can't go any lower than 0% down. You want somebody to pay you for you to take over a property? Like, it doesn't get better than 0% down. All right. So this is the power of multifamily real estate, and this is the power of actually intellectual capital. Okay. So D says she works for NACA, so she knows what's up. Beautiful, right? Now, NACA, the way they typically finance in general, okay, in general is whatever you pay for in rent, whatever you're paying in rent, if you can show that you're paying that consistently on time, plus in addition to whatever you're able to save on a monthly basis. So let's say you're paying $1,200 a month in rent and you're able to show them that you're saving $400 a month, then they will qualify you in general based on $1,600. So whatever you can afford in terms of a mortgage payment for $1,600, they will give you a mortgage for that amount. That's in general how they do it. There's other factors, but that's basically it, okay? So that's NACA. You also have the government's FHA program, okay? The government's FHA program is only 3.5% down. So this is a duplex that I control here in New Orleans, $300,000, 3.5% down. That's a $10,500 down payment, okay? Now, for those of you who have already used FHA for your single family home, the F in FHA does not stand for first time. It stands for federal. There are actually 5 ways to use FHA twice, okay? You got to know your intellectual capital can get you, your intellectual property can get you physical property, all right? Bridget said I've used it multiple times, so Bridget knows what's up, okay? So here's why we buy multifamily first and not single family, okay? I'm going to show you a trick. If you use your FHA loan to buy your single family, and let's say the single family is $100,000, I'm just doing this for easy math. The numbers work for anything, okay? 3.5% down on $100,000 is $3,500, okay? And then after that, you come to this webinar and you're like, Julian, I want to buy a multifamily now. Little did you know is that it would be 25% down for an income property. 25% down on $300,000 is $75,000. So when you add up those down payments, right? That's $78,000 in down payments. Y'all want to see another trick? This is going to blow your mind. Y'all want to see another trick? Y'all think this is a recording? What do I have to do to prove to you that it's not a recording? And before I do that, because some of y'all are starting to get distracted, if this was a recording, but the knowledge is still gold, what does it matter if it's recorded or not? What does it matter if it's recorded or not? How many books have you read that were written over 100 years ago, but still give you wisdom today? Does it matter that the author is not there reading you the book live? Does that matter? Come on, y'all getting distracted off the wrong things. If it's game, it's game. It doesn't matter where it is. I can show you my phone and I can show you the date if I want to, but to be honest, I don't even think it's essential. You're getting distracted. You're focused on the wrong things. The knowledge is relevant. It's real time. It's right now. Either you're going to get the game or you're not. Stop focusing on things that don't matter. All right, here we go. All right, so here's the magic trick. Here's the magic trick, y'all. Watch this. We just switch the buying around. Watch this. If we buy the multifamily first, 3.5% down on $300,000. Look at this. That's $10,500. Then after living there for 1 year, which is the FHA requirement, you put 25% down on your single family home at $100,000. That's $25,000. Look at the total down payment, y'all. It's only $35,000, but you've acquired the same 2 properties. It's literally twice as easy to buy a multifamily first and then a single family than it is to buy a single family and then a multifamily. Oh my goodness. I hope y'all caught that. It's literally half the amount, more than half. Okay. So this is the power of multifamily real estate. It's just a sequence. All I'm asking you to do is shift the sequence. Right now, Carl said, I'm sick. Carl, don't be sick, yo. We gonna fix it. All right. Carl, don't be sick. Single family buyers, don't be sick. We're gonna fix it. All right. Cool. So for those of you who came in late, this is my actual portfolio. My name is Julian Gordon. We're in real time right now, going over multifamily real estate. This is how I built my entire portfolio. It all started with this one multifamily, this triplex in Brooklyn, and has continued to expand since then. I'm trying to teach you how to get this first property right so that you can build an entire portfolio. All right. So now I'm going to show you the play that I'm seeking to teach you how to run, the exact play that I ran. All right. So right now, about 90% of you are renting. Single family buyers, I'm going to get to you in a second. Actually, single family buyers, before I go into this, single family buyers, everybody type 625. Single family buyer type 625. Okay, 625. All right. All my single family, oh, there's a lot of y'all. Okay. So listen to me. There are 6 ways to reverse yourself out of that situation. There are only 2 of them require you to sell. And as I told you before, there are 5 ways to use FHA twice. So there's 6 ways to reverse yourself out of your situation and still become an investor. Okay. Only 2 of them require you to sell. And then there's 5 ways to use FHA twice. It's a little bit like a bow and arrow. Bow and arrow, you got to go backwards a little bit in order to go forward, but that's okay. Hopefully your single family has appreciated and we can leverage some of that equity. Okay. So you're not stuck unless you choose to be. All right. So here's a play for all of you who are renting right now. Right now, you're renting, you're paying $1,000 a month to a landlord. That landlord takes that $1,000 a month, right? And they pay their $1,500 mortgage to the bank. They pocket the other $1,500 and they do whatever they want with it. You now want to become the landlord and buy a similar property as the one you're renting, just like I did in Brooklyn. So now the moment you acquire this property, you achieve rent and mortgage freedom. Because now the 3rd floor and the 2nd floor are paying you $2,000 and you are living on the 1st floor for absolutely free. Okay. You're living on the 1st floor for absolutely free. Okay. Now, here's what's powerful. Look at this, y'all. You're also no longer paying rent anymore. So that's actually $3,000 in your pocket, not $2,000, plus the fact that you're no longer paying rent. Okay. So you take that $3,000 and you pay your mortgage of $1,500, right? And now you're pocketing $1,500. So you're living free now, plus you have cash flow, okay? So now after you live there for 1 year, which is the FHA requirement, right? Then from there, you go buy your single family home that you desire. You rent this unit out to someone else. Now you're getting $3,000 from this property. You're getting $1,000 from no longer paying rent. That's $4,000. You pay $1,500 for this mortgage. You pay $1,500 for your single family mortgage. Now you're living rent and mortgage free. Plus you have $1,000 in your pocket every single month. You are now being paid to live and you are in your dream home. If you would literally just follow my blueprint and you will change the sequence and you buy multifamily first, then we can get your single family. How many of you are patient enough to go through this particular process? If you look at the timeline below, it's literally 3 months to get to rent and mortgage freedom and 15 months to get to your single family home without you making one single payment. Literally, some y'all showed up tonight. Many of you did not know that you were literally less than 90 days away from achieving rent and mortgage freedom. Some of y'all are less than 90 days from achieving rent and mortgage freedom, and you didn't even know it when you showed up here an hour ago. Imagine being enslaved in Maryland, right below the Mason-Dixon line, right? And you've been enslaved for 40 years, working on the corporate plantation, picking your cotton for the master, right? And you're on your deathbed now, and somebody taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, guess what I found out? I just found out that the Mason-Dixon line is right there on the horizon by that tall tree. For 40 years, you've been slaving on the corporate plantation because you thought the Mason-Dixon line of freedom was so far away, only to find on your deathbed that it was right there. If you would have known it was right there, you would have ran for it a long time ago, but you simply didn't know how close it was. I'm here to tell you right now that the Mason-Dixon line to rent and mortgage freedom is less than 90 days away for some of you who are here tonight. And your single family, after you get the property and you live in there for a year, your single family that you desire is about 15 months away if you just follow the game and the blueprint. All right. Now, some of you are so focused and so programmed by the American dream. I know you want your single family home with the nuclear family and the one son and the one daughter and your white picket fence and your dog named Lassie. I know the programming is real. Y'all got that itch. You know this is the right thing to do, but you got that itch. You got that itch because the programming has been in you since day one. I'm just letting you know, and I've laid it out via image, that if you just follow this blueprint, we just change the sequence, you can have everything you want without you paying for it. Okay? But some of you are going to do what you do, and I wish you the best. All right? So let's keep it pushing. The multifamily math, right? If I told you I found an ATM machine that would pay you $1,090 a month, every month, guaranteed, all you had to do was pay $10,500 one time, up or go get the money. Would you give up or go get the money? Please let me know in chat. I found an ATM machine that would pay you $1,090 every single month, like clockwork, All you had to do was pay $10,500 one time. Okay. So everybody talking a good game, Twitter fingers are at work. I'll go get that money. Okay, cool. Well, guess what? This is one of the most powerful equations in multifamily real estate. It's called cash on cash return. And when you understand how to calculate cash on cash return, it allows you to make decisions about multifamily real estate. This investment, for those of you who are hesitating on this decision, one, you would get your money back in about 10 months, okay? And the cash on cash return is ridiculous, okay? The cash on cash return is ridiculous. It is 124%. 124% return. What did I say the stock market was returning over the past 20 years? What did the stock market return over the past 20 years? For those of you who are listening, 4.77%. And this is a 124% return, okay? So do I sell ATM machines? No, but guess what? I know how to find them. Look at this, y'all. This is my ATM machine right here that pays me $1,090 every single month, like clockwork. And all I had to do was put $10,500 into it. Let me show you the numbers. It's the duplex here in New Orleans. Watch. It does not look like the ATM at your bodega or at your bank, but watch the numbers. Price, $300,000, 3.5% down is $10,500 down, right? The rents on this place are $3,200. The mortgage is $1,259.94. The taxes and insurance are $335. The CapEx, repair reserve, and vacancy rate is $515. And the cash flow on this property is $1,090 every single month. Watch this, y'all. Y'all want to see the rent check? Here's a rent check from December right here. $3,200 from this particular property. This is my ATM machine, y'all, right here. You've been driving by ATM machines on your way to work, on your way to the grocery store, on your way to drop off your kids at school, but you just couldn't see them as ATM machines. Why? Because you've been taught to look at real estate from an aesthetic standpoint, how it looks, how beautiful it is. I'm teaching you to look at real estate as an asset. Those are two different pairs of glasses. Two different pairs of glasses. All right? So answer me this. What other business can you buy for $300,000 with only $10,500 down, get financed for the other $289,000 in 30 to 45 days, have that business immediately cash flow in less than 30 days, and succeed with minimal time, effort, and experience? Please let me know. There are none, y'all. There are none, except for multifamily real estate. It is the most leveraged asset that the average American can access right here, right now, simply by emailing or sending some documents to your bank. Okay? So this is the power of multifamily real estate. Rest in peace to Alex Trebek. Thank you for letting me use that song. All right? Cool. Now, when you're buying multifamily real estate, it's different than buying single family real estate. When you're buying single family real estate, it's three decisions. How much did we get approved for? 400,000. How much is this home? It's 390. Do we like it? Yes or no? Three factors when you're buying single family real estate. When you're buying multifamily real estate, there are 23 numbers you need to know to evaluate a deal. 23 numbers. To the left, you see the purchase or past deal analyzer. This is the financial model that I've developed over the past 7 years, and I use it to evaluate every single real estate deal that I do. I know what the 23 numbers are. I know where to find them. I know what their significance are. I know where to plug them in, right? And the purchase or past deal analyzer, it automatically tells me what my cash on cash return is. And down here in the lower right, it tells me whether I should purchase or pass. I do not make emotional decisions when it comes to buying multifamily real estate. This is all based on economics. It is a numbers game, and you have to know how to run the numbers. So because I know how to run the numbers, I run the numbers quickly in about 10 minutes. I text my agent, here's my offer price. And within 15 minutes, I have a signed purchase agreement. In 30 minutes total, my offer is in. My offer is in. Some of y'all out here on sites like Trulia and Zillow, you over here bookmarking stuff. Oh, I'm going to put this in my favorites folder. I'm going to heart this. It's Tuesday. And you talking about, oh, well, I'm going to come look at it on the weekend. I'm going to check this out on Saturday, but I'm going to just heart it for now. I like this property. And here I am on Tuesday morning, before you've even left for the corporate plantation, my offer is already in before you even left for work on Tuesday. And you talking about coming back to look at it on Saturday. Are you kidding me? You talking about, oh, I got burned out, I got beat out on my offer price, I got beat out by a cash offer. No, you got beat out because you weren't confident. You got beat out because you weren't confident. Okay? So you got to learn how to play the game, or else you're going to continue to get beat out on deals. All right? Cool. So myth number 2, I missed my opportunity. So we already addressed that COVID is actually presenting opportunities for you to win in real estate. All right? And so you don't really miss opportunities in real estate. What happens is you actually create opportunities, plural. Okay, so let me explain that. But first and foremost, you have to know how to see opportunities. Many of you have missed opportunities simply because you can't see them, right? Because your eyes have been trained by HGTV. All this stuff that you see on HGTV, I call it HGTV foolishness. Okay. Students in my program, they are not allowed to watch HGTV while going through my program because HGTV will lead you astray. Your first investment property won't look like anything you've seen on HGTV. I'm sorry, gotta bust your bubble. Your first investment property will not look like this, y'all. I'm sorry. This is just what it is. This is the nature of the game. But over time, when you've bought enough investment properties the right way, you can have a property that looks like this and you will not be paying for it. Okay? So you watching shows like the Property Brothers? I say screw the Property Brothers. Okay? I'm your new property brother with an A. I'm gonna keep it real with you about real estate. This is about guaranteed cash flow, not granite countertops. Y'all need to tune in to JGTV, not HGTV. This is about guaranteed cash flow, not granite countertops. Some of y'all are so fixated on these buzzwords like granite countertop and stainless steel appliances. Listen to me, y'all. I know y'all laughing right now. Y'all laughing with me, y'all laughing at me, it don't matter. I'm corny. Okay, we having fun here. This journey to freedom got to be fun, right? Listen to me. Some of y'all looking at some granite countertops. Oh, look at these granite countertops. You making a $400,000 decision based off of $1,500 granite countertop. Literally, it only costs $1,500 to get a granite countertop installed with an undermount sink, and you're about to make a $400,000 decision off of a $1,500 countertop. Are you serious? Oh, look at those stainless steel refrigerator with the French doors. You could go pick that up at Home Depot this weekend. Why would you make a $400,000 decision off of a $1,500 refrigerator? That does not make any sense. Okay? So we have to change the way we are approaching real estate because you were so fixated and programmed by HGTV. We got to change it up. Ladies, stop coming to open houses dressed to the nines. Fellas, don't wear your Jordans to the open houses. Stop. You need to come to open houses in your most raggedy clothes. Why? Because I need you to be bending down, looking at the foundation. I need you to be climbing up, looking in the attic. I need you to go on the roof. I need you to examine the plumbing. I need you to examine the electrical. I need you to get dirty when you go to the inspection, to the open house. We're not going to the open house looking cute. That's how you know who's real and who's not. That's how you know who's real and who's not based on how they're dressed coming to an open house. You know, who's about to get done over on some extra high price and who's actually really serious about real estate. Okay. So I want you to understand the game, right? So let me show you my first property. This is my first property in Brooklyn. And I want to be very clear. I knew when I purchased the property that my first home was not my dream home, but it did make my dreams possible. This was not my dream home, y'all. If I would have went in here based on HGTV criteria, I would have passed it up. Why? Because it doesn't have granite countertops. Why? Because it doesn't have stainless steel appliances. Why? Because it doesn't have that gentrification gray paint. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's the new brand. Y'all know the new brand, the gentrification gray paint. You see it everywhere. Okay. If I would have looked with those HGTV eyes, I would have walked out of that property like, oh, this is not cute. But that's not how you look at real estate. Look at my countertops. These are Formica countertops. These are the cheapest countertops you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot. These are the cheapest cabinets that you can get. Look at my appliances. Nothing is stainless steel in the kitchen except for the sink, y'all. Okay? But I saw that this was an asset. This property is appreciated by over $300,000. So you have to go in there with the right lens. So basically, single family HGTV buyers, they're looking for granite countertops. Multifamily real estate investors, we're looking for guaranteed cash flow. Single family HGTV buyers, we buy based on emotions. Multifamily real estate investors buy based on economics. Single family HGTV buyers, they're looking for their dream home. Multifamily real estate investors, we're looking for an asset that will pay for our dream home. Single family HGTV buyers, they're looking for a finished basement, Multifamily real estate investors, we're looking to start building wealth. Which side of the equation do you want to be on? Type MI if you want to be on the multifamily investor side of the equation. If you come on this side, on the right side, I can get you your desired single family without you paying for it. But if you were so caught up in the American dream and your white picket fence and you need it now and you need to keep up with the Joneses, I can't help you. I can't help you because you're just too programmed and you just following the sheep. All right. So, multifamily map, right? I talked about this earlier. Said, look, Truly and Zillow, I do not look for real estate there, okay? Because that's where multifamily real estate deals go to die. I need you to understand something. There's a difference between real estate listings and real estate deals. What are we looking for, y'all? What are we looking for? Real estate listings or real estate deals? You were looking for a real estate deal. Trulia, Zillow, the MLS, those are real estate listings, y'all. Two different things. And where do you think real estate deals are found? How do you think real estate deals are found, y'all? You think they're found on websites? They are off-market deals. They are found through relationships and people. Y'all already know what an off-market deal is. How many of you got to hook up at a store? Type the name of the store you got to hook up at, y'all. Type the name you got to hook up at a store at. Y'all know what an off-market deal is, so don't act like you don't. TJ Maxx, Zaxby's, the Bodega, Nike, Ross, Exxon, Payless, McDonald's, Lens Crafter. And how do you have that deal, y'all? How did you get the deal? Dollar Tree. What you need a deal at a Dollar Tree? Everything's $1. Why you need a discount at the Dollar Tree? Everything's already discounted. Oh my goodness. Yo, I love life. Half off of the Dollar Tree. Now we talking 50 cents. All right, cool. So back to the lesson at hand. How do you have all these hookups? They are through a relationship, not through a website. Okay, all my agents here, they know what it's called. It's called a pocket deal. It means that it never hit Trulia, Zillow, or MLS. One of these agents here knew somebody that was selling and they already knew a buyer, had a buyer like you in mind, and they passed that deal to you without it ever hitting the market. Why? Look at what the data shows. Mass marketed listings regularly command a 30% premium to off-market deals. Okay? Mass marketed listings regularly command a 30% premium to off-market deals. Why would I want to pay a 30% premium because the listing was on Truly and Zillow? I never want to pay a premium on real estate. Okay? So when you think about all of the stores that you all mentioned, listen to me very carefully. You all have the hookup on expenses and liabilities. I'm trying to teach you how to get the hookup, a discount on assets and income. Type clear if that's clear. You got the hookup on expenses and liabilities. We want to exercise that same exact muscle, and we want to get the hookup on assets and income. All right? Y'all got me. But hear me on this. Just watch your own behavior. If it's a Beyonce on the run tour, y'all willing to do whatever it takes to go get some discounted ticket. You literally be out there in Texas and in somebody's basement, and all of a sudden you knock on the door. Hey, is this where the Beyonce tickets are? You found somebody on Craigslist. For all you know, you could be in the middle of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You about to get cut up, but you willing to drive 5 miles out in the middle of nowhere because somebody posted on Craigslist that they had some discounted Beyonce tickets. Hey, are you the one who listed the tickets on Craigslist for the on the run tour? You gonna be on the run, running from somebody with a chainsaw. You willing to? I'm just showing you willing to do whatever it takes to get a discount on something that does not matter and has no relevance to your future. But then when it comes to you getting a discount on wealth and building relationships, oh, I don't like talking to people. It's too much COVID going on out there. I don't like strangers. No, I ain't going to that networking event. Excuse me. I'm not going to that. When it comes to meeting people for something that's real and meaningful, but some on the run tour tickets, you willing to drive 5 miles out to knock on the basement door of somebody that listed something on Craigslist. Y'all catch me? All right. I'm just showing you your own behavior. I'm just holding up the mirror. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I'm just saying, can we please exercise that same muscle and that same drive to go get an asset? All right, cool. All right, so I got off-market deals. Yeah, who said that? Jordan said, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. You get exerting all that energy over here. Keep that same energy over here when we talk about building regenerational wealth. Okay, so off-market deals. I got them coming to me on Instagram. I got them coming to me via text message, email, Facebook. You have to build your real estate Rolodex. My real estate Rolodex in New Orleans is about 66 people. I got 66 sets of eyes looking for real estate deals for me. That's agents, that's contractors, that's wholesalers, that's lenders, that's owners, etc. Okay? So you have to build your real estate Rolodex so that deals are coming to you on a daily basis. Okay? Here's one of my students, Gabby said, congratulations, Ronique. Did you find this deal on Zillow? He said, no, I found it through a real estate financial broker who knew a wholesaler. Okay, so this is the power of relationships. Okay, you have to build your real estate Rolodex. This is how we find deals. Okay, then you also need to develop what I call the 4 eyes of real estate. Okay, the first one is eyes for the market. How do you know if a market is expanding or contracting? What do you look for when you actually go into that market with your eyes? And then what do you look for in terms of data when you are looking at a market? Okay, that's the first one. The second is eyes for the neighborhood. I have 33 signs of gentrification I've identified, 33 signs of gentrification. What are some of the signs of gentrification, y'all? What are some of the signs of gentrification? Whole Foods, yep. Starbucks, coffee shop, Kaiser, that's Oakland in the building, bike lanes, dog parks, good. So you know some of them. Good. So I've identified 33 signs of gentrification. Now, do you want to buy in a neighborhood that has all 33 signs of gentrification? Do you want to buy in a neighborhood that is all 33? No, never. Because that means you're at the peak of the market. You want to buy where there are about 10 to 15 signs of gentrification and it's moving towards 33. Okay. So when I bought in Brooklyn 7 years ago, y'all, what was Brooklyn called, y'all? What was Brooklyn called, y'all? Anybody know? It was called Crooklyn. There you go. Thank you, David. Or Do or Die, Bed-Stuy. That's literally the neighborhood that I bought in. Do or Die, Bed-Stuy. Okay? Blocks away, you could hear them shooting up at night. Yeah, shooting up guns. But what's happened to my property value since then, y'all? Guess what? It's been shooting up. Because I bought when there are 10 to 15 signs of gentrification. And now it has about 30. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All right. So you have to understand what these signs of gentrification are. Then you have to have eyes for the property. When I go into a property, again, I'm not there dressed to the nines to look cute. I'm there in my sweatsuit and some old dirty tennis shoes, and I'm really examining the infrastructure of the property. I'm examining the roof, the attic, the plumbing, the electrical, the foundation. Okay. I'm looking at the things that are actually meaningful. Then here in the Multifamily Movement Real Estate Investor Workbook, I have what I call hidden value and hidden cost. I'm looking for about these 40 signs of hidden value and 30 signs of hidden cost. All of this is in my mind, but I've laid it out to make it easy for folks to use. Okay. So I'm looking for hidden value and hidden cost. I'm not looking at granite countertops or stainless steel appliances. I could care less about that stuff. Okay. Then finally, you have to have eyes for the deals. There are typically 3 ways to structure any particular deal, and you need to know which one is best based on the property that you found. All right. So now you've heard me talk about buying right several times. Let me show you an example of what it means to buy right. Buying right means that 1, there's at least 12% cash on cash return. Okay. 2, that there's built-in equity the moment you get the keys to the property because you found a deal at a discount. And there's 3, there's definite appreciation potential. All right. So let me show you my property in Oakland. For those of you who live in expensive markets and believe that you'll have to invest from a distance, I'm giving you an example. I bought this property in Oakland while I was living in Brooklyn. Listen to me, y'all. I have never, y'all can't see my slides? Can you see my slides? Okay, Sylvia, everybody else can see my slides. All right. Listen to me, y'all. I have never set foot inside this property in Oakland, y'all. I've never set foot inside. I bought it from a distance because I ran the numbers and the numbers made sense. In order to buy from a distance, you need a great agent on the ground whose eyes you trust and who can execute on the deal for you. It is up to you to evaluate the deal. All right? So listen, I bought this property November 2017 for $480,000. It immediately appraised at $505,000. So I'm literally stepping into $25,000 in equity. Look what happened, y'all. 27 months later, this property is now worth $710,000. I'm up $230,000 in 27 months without making any major repairs, except for a sewer lateral that was $6,000, which was required by the city. This is what it means to buy right. Up $250,000 basically in 27 months without doing anything. Come on, y'all. I'm trying to show y'all the game. Same thing with the property in Brooklyn. Same thing with other properties here in New Orleans. Okay. New Orleans doesn't have as much pre-appreciation as Oakland and Brooklyn are going to have, but this is, you have to be able to see deals. Okay. So you don't just need a real estate agent. And you can see that there are agents here. I think we had about 50 agents that are here. Okay. You need a real estate advisor. Here's why you can't trust a real estate agent. You can trust the ones that are here. Obviously, they're learning how to buy multifamily real estate the right way so that they can serve people like you. And they're building their own portfolio. But listen to me. Most agents have no wealth. So why would you give the biggest wealth decision in your life over to someone who has no wealth? Did y'all hear me on that? Some of you are literally handing over the biggest wealth decision of your life to a real estate agent who has no wealth and does not understand wealth. Cash on cash return. Agents in chat, let me know. Is cash on cash return on the real estate exam, y'all? To all my agents, is cash on cash return on the real estate exam? Look at the chat, y'all. You have all the agents that are here telling you that cash on cash return is not on the real estate exam. If you don't know cash on cash return, then you cannot tell a client if they are making a good choice. Okay, so here's how it works, y'all. You are responsible for evaluating the deal, understanding the deal. Your agent is who executes the deal for you. My agents come to learn from me. And the more educated they are, the better the deals that they find for me. Some of you literally handed over your life to somebody who has no wealth. Oh, I want a house at this many square foot, this neighborhood, this price point, this many bedrooms, this many bathrooms. Go find it for me. And then they put you on an email list. And you getting emails every single day with listings. You don't even open the emails anymore. Why? Because you know there's no deals in there. You know it's just listing. And you know that these listings are being seen by thousands of people. Okay? Type facts if this is facts, y'all. Type lie if this is a lie. Okay? You have to take responsibility for this financial decision. Your agent will sell you anything that you are willing to buy. All right. Why? Because they get their commission. The only agents I would trust are the agents that are here who are seeking to learn how to invest in real estate at a higher level. All right. So you got to understand the game. All right. So finally, myth number 3, I need to pay down my debt first. This is going to mess up some of y'all heads. So this is going to give some of y'all a headache. You think you need to pay down your debt first? Listen to this, y'all. You don't need to pay down your debt. You need to buy an asset that will pay down your debt first. You don't need to pay down your debt. You need to buy an asset that will pay down your debt. Some of you on that Dave Ramsey tip, you want to be debt free, right? You want to rush to pay off your student loans. Listen to me. Debt free does not mean financially free. If you are debt free, you are not financially free. You want to know why? Because if all your income is still active income, you are still trading time for money, and therefore you are not financially free. Because financial freedom is when your passive income is greater than your cost of living. Your passive income is income that comes in without trading time for money. All of my real estate income is in passive income. So financial freedom is when your passive income is greater than your cost of living. So debt-free does not mean financially free. So you have to understand this, okay? So many of you are resistant to debt because you've experienced bad debt, okay? Bad debt is debt that you have to pay back. Good debt is debt that pays you. So bad debt is a single family home mortgage because you have to pay it back. It's credit card debt because you have to pay it back, and student loans because you have to pay it back. Good debt is debt that pays you. So ultimately what you want to do is you want to take on good debt, especially at these low interest rates, to acquire an asset. Then you want to use the cash flow from that asset to pay off your bad debt. You want to use the fact that you're no longer paying rent or mortgage to pay off your credit cards. And you want to use the tax savings to pay off your student loans. Okay. This is debt that pays me. So understand this. If I can borrow money at 3% and I know how to make that money work at 15%, how much money should I borrow, y'all? If I can borrow money at 3% and I know how to make that money work at 15%, how much money should I borrow? You should borrow as much as you could possibly deploy. Not as much as you can get because you don't want any of it sitting, but as much money as you could possibly deploy, you would borrow that much because that 12% spread, that's all income for you. See, some of y'all, you got to change your mindset around debt. Okay. I know this is a little bit hard for you to learn, but I'm going to show you a real life example. How many of you have student debt? Type in the amount of student debt that you have right now. Type in the amount of student debt that you have right now. 25K, 60, 97, 90, 20, 40, 59, 26, 0, 120, 125, 100, 69, 20, 70, 167, 160. Okay, this is crazy. All right, hear me out, y'all. Hear me out. Listen to this. Watch this. I'm about to, how many of you be interested in me showing you how to never make a student loan payment? How many be interested in me showing you how to never make a student loan payment? Okay, I'm going to show you exactly how to use multifamily real estate to never make a student loan payment. Okay, watch this. We have two people. Okay, one who's on the Dave Ramsey plan, the other one who's on my plan. Okay, they both have $40,000 in student debt. The first student is on Dave Ramsey's plan and they're rushing to pay off their student debt. So they have $40,000 and they're going to try to pay it off in 3 years. So they eat top ramen and peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay. And they sleep on someone's couch for 3 years trying to rush to pay off Sally Mae because they just hate their student loans. Okay. So now after 3 years, right, they paid off their debt and now they want to acquire a multifamily home that they could have acquired earlier, 3 years earlier, but they didn't. So now that $300,000 multifamily home, because of appreciation, because the property value has gone up, now costs how much, y'all? How much? The $300,000 home costs what now? It costs $340,000 because they needed to save money for the down payment, right? $10,500, right? So listen to me. Listen to me. Pause real quick. The student paid $40,000 to Sally Mae, rang Dave Ramsey's bell, and was happy. But listen to this. They got the $40,000 handed right back to them as additional mortgage on that $340,000 home. They paid the $40,000 twice. They paid the $40,000 twice. They thought they were being the good kid. They thought they were being smart. Oh, I want to pay down my debt. They paid the $40,000 2 times. One to Sally Mae and then an additional $40,000 on the multifamily property. Watch the student who came to my path. They immediately bought the $300,000 property. They let the cash flow from that property pay off their student loans. And 4 years later, when their friend buys the property, they are now up $40,000 in equity. They have not made one single student loan payment. The asset made the payment, and they have $40,000 in additional net worth. See, when you understand how money works, this is how you make stuff happen, y'all. You see this whole flip? These two people have completely different balance sheets. One is worth way more than the other simply because they understood the game. All right? Cool. So everybody's online talking about secure the bag. Here's how you do that. You do that by securing a building, and then that will secure your housing, your retirement, and then it will secure your legacy. All right? So in chat, please let me know, what was your number one takeaway? What was your number one takeaway tonight? Okay. The time is now Get pre-approved. Multifamily. Credit to cash. Good. Change my thinking. Don't say I can't. I'm 90 days away. Mythbusters. Network. Get asset first. Find an ATM. That's exactly right. Good. 75% rule on rent. Good, good, good. So y'all caught a lot of the gems. How many bullet points and notes you have? Those are all the gems. Each bullet point is a gem. Gems y'all catch. So many, 10, 3 pages, 20, 2 pages, 11, 20, 4 pages, 8 pages, 5 pages. Wow, 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 wow. Cool, 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 cool. This is good. This is good. All right. So earlier, you all gave me permission that if I rocked, I could share an opportunity with you all to consider. If I still got the green light to share that, please let me know. Okay. Again, I only share it with you if you are serious, if you want help achieving this within the 90-day period. Could take 90 days to a year, okay, depending on where you are in your situation. But some of you are less than 90 days away. I know because I've had students do that. All right, so I got the green light, cool. So obviously, those of you who are here, you are here because you want to create generational wealth, you want passive income, and you want more freedom. And I know because that was me too. Now, there are many ways to make money in real estate. There's tax liens, there's wholesaling, there's vacation rentals like Airbnb, there's fix and flips. Where I can do a deep dive with you all is in multifamily real estate. Okay. And I hope I've demonstrated that over the past 90 minutes that we've been together. For those of you who came in late, this is my actual portfolio. These are the properties that I control at this moment in time. 30 apartments, 10 buildings, 30 apartments, 13.83% cash on cash return, 19.5% appreciation, $36,000 in monthly rent revenue, $4.1 million in value. Now, I told you I'm going to keep it 100 with you. The $36,000 in monthly rent, do I keep all of that in my, is that all my cash flow, y'all? Is that all my cash flow? No. I have to pay principal, interest, taxes, insurance, CapEx, repair reserve, and vacancy rate. And what's left over after those things is mine. So of that $36,000, I keep about 40% of that, okay, as positive cash flow every single month. About 40%. All right. I just want to keep that clear. 40%. I'm not fronting here like I'm pocketing all $36,000. I keep about 40% of that. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yeah, how 14,400. How many of you would be happy with 14,400 a month? Again, this took me time to build, and it took me developing my expertise. All right. Cool. All right. So look, y'all, if we could just get your rent and mortgage expense off the books, and instead of you paying it to the bank or to a landlord, if you could actually keep $1,000 a month, right, and invest that at 6% per month for the next 30 years, do you realize that you would all have $1 million? If we could literally just get your housing expense gone forever, and we could invest that money every single month at 6% annually, you would all be millionaires. So what I'm showing you tonight is a pathway to you becoming a millionaire, but it is not a get rich quick scheme. This is get rich guaranteed over time. I'm going to repeat that. This is not over time. Have I done a lot in 7 years? Yes, I've done a lot in years. Okay. But I'm just letting you know the power of one single property. If we could just get your rent or mortgage expense gone forever. All right. So the other 4 benefits of multifamily real estate. Okay. This one property, this duplex that I showed you earlier, here's what it's going to do for me over the next 30 years. The cash flow on this property will be $638,000. That's after principal, interest, taxes, insurance, CapEx, repair. Over 27.5 years will be $278,000. Literally, I will not be paying Uncle Sam. It's freezing, you said? It's freezing? Let me see. 1 second. Let me see if I switch over. Hopefully, I don't think the connection will go. Hold on. I'm going to switch over to another network. Give me a second, y'all. Good. Do I look? We good now? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Am I clear? Am I clear? Am I clear? We clear? Still frozen? Are we good? Lagging? Man. For some people, it's clear, face frozen. Sorry about this, y'all. I don't know what happened. All right, we're gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna keep it pushing. Thanks for your patience. All right. So let me go back. So the cash flow on this property will be $638,000, okay, over 30 years. Then the tax savings will be $278,000. $278,000. Literally, I will not be paying Uncle Sam over $250,000 because of this one property, y'all. The principal pay down will be $225,000. That is the tenants paying down the principal. And then the appreciation, if this property appreciates by 1% every single year for the next 30 years, it would be worth an additional $104,000. When you add all of that up, that's $1.2 million shift in generational wealth because of this one property, y'all. And right now, I have 10 of them. And I'm not stopping, okay? This is the power of multifamily real estate, all right? Now, if we put that $1.2 million together, right? Plus we add in the $1 million that you will be saving by not paying rent and investing that, this is literally a $2.2 million decision for you, mathematically, okay? You can go run these numbers yourself mathematically over the next 30 years. This is a $2.2 million decision. Again, this is get rich guaranteed over time. How many got caught up in MLMs before? How many got caught up in MLMs, multi-level marketing, get rich quick schemes, got caught up in these fake asusus and these giving flowers and pods and stuff like that? Oh, put in 100 now and you're going to get paid 5,000 next week when you're in the middle, right? We get caught up in this stuff because we're trying to get rich quick, and literally we end up in a worse position because of it. You didn't try to get your best friend and your mama and your downline, and now they won't even talk to you because you couldn't let go because somebody renting a Ferrari told you that you would have residual income for the rest of your life. I'm guilty of it. Okay, 2x2.net in college, they got me, y'all. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. All right. So the question is, what are you going to do today to make sure that you are never economically vulnerable like this tomorrow? That's the $2 million question on the table. Many of you got exposed by COVID. You realized that you had decent active income, right? But you had no passive income whatsoever. And some of you are wondering, Julian, well, what about your tenants in the midst of COVID? Are they all paying rent? Listen, y'all, what percentage? I'll tell you this, 40% of my tenants are Section 8. What percentage of all of my mortgages do you think my Section 8 tenants cover, y'all? What percentage of all of my mortgages do you think my Section 8 tenants cover? My Section 8 tenants pay, or I get paid by the government on time and online every single month. My Section 8 tenants cover 85% of all my mortgages, y'all. So even if none of my market rate tenants decided to pay for whatever reason, let's say it was Armageddon, guess what? I'm still getting 85% of my mortgages covered. And I would literally only have to come out of pocket like $1,200 to make sure that the rest of my mortgage is paid. This is how you secure your portfolio. Some of you got some negative stereotypes about Section 8. My Section 8 tenants have been awesome, okay? Because I've never had a landlord like me who takes care of them, who is a good steward, who seeks to make their life better, right? So you got to understand how to secure your portfolio, all right? I'm an ethical investor. I'm not here to displace people. I'm not here to give people the lease. I'm here to elevate people's quality of living, all right? So with that, what I want to invite you to be a part of is a program that I created called the Multifamily Masterplan. It's a 12-week experience where I'll walk you through everything that we just discussed and a lot more to accelerate how quickly you were able to buy a multifamily home the right way that gives you rent freedom for those of you who are renters, and or positive cash flow that pays another debt like a mortgage, student loans, credit cards, and medical bills for those of you who already control a single family home, all right? So who wants to live free and create generational wealth? Who wants to live free and create generational wealth? All right, I just want to make sure I'm talking to the right people still. All right, cool. So all my agents, I need you to verify. There are many pitfalls and potholes on this route to buying property. You may think it's like walking in the grocery store and picking out spaghetti sauce. It is different than that. It is more complex. There are many people out there who are seeking to get you, and one particular pitfall could cause you to slip into a bad deal. And so agents, I need you to verify this for me. I've identified about 20, okay? not knowing how to find the right market, not knowing how to get off-market deals coming to you, not knowing how to run the numbers properly, not knowing how to get the lowest interest rate, not choosing the right loan, not knowing how to write or read contracts, not knowing how to read your closing disclosures, not knowing how to conduct a property inspection, not knowing how to negotiate with the seller, not knowing how to find hidden value and cost, not knowing how to find and screen tenants, not knowing how to determine what to fix first, not knowing how to raise rents, not knowing how to build your real estate team, not knowing how to avoid getting conned by contractors, not knowing how to refinance and win, not knowing how to acquire your next property, not knowing how to take advantage of all your write-offs, not knowing how to force appreciation, not knowing how to exit and get your deposit back. Agents, are these, he said, slow down. Come on, y'all. I talk fast. You already know that, okay? Listen, agents, are these the most common pitfalls? These are all the pitfalls that you can fall victim to if you don't know what you're doing in this transaction. And for many of you, this is going to be the biggest financial transaction of your life. And so we want to make sure that you do it the right way. All right. So with that, what this program does is we create multifamily investors. That's what we do. And so just to show you that this program works with people of all different walks of life, all over the country, I want to show you some success stories. So this is the Roll family. This is their fourplex in Los Angeles, California. That's the Campbell family. They have a duplex in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is Dante. He lives in Oakland, California, closed on this duplex in New Orleans in less than 34 days. Jackie, she closed in 4 months on a triplex and a single family from a distressed seller in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as she prepares for retirement. Spencer closed on this a duplex in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio, while he lived in Texas. The Powell family, they live in Oakland as well. They closed on this duplex in Detroit, Michigan. Jason lives in San Antonio, Texas, closed on this property here in New Orleans on a duplex. Robin, single mom, closed on this double here in New Orleans. Ronique closed on this fourplex in less than 30 days in Birmingham, Alabama. He also is on his next property, which I showed you earlier. He bought it for $25,000. He's going to put in $45,000. It'll be worth $175,000. So he's literally about to step into $100,000 worth of equity because of what I taught him in this program. Demetrius, one of our youngest students, 26 years old, used his VA loan to buy this fourplex in Killeen, Texas. So for those of you who have access to the VA loan, it is one of the best loans in America, and it is the best loan in America, and we can use it to buy multifamily, okay? Steven lives in the Northeast, bought this duplex here in New Orleans for $35,000 under asking price because of what I taught him in terms of his negotiation strategy using his property inspection response, okay? Then April, she bought this fourplex in Virginia Beach, Virginia. She Airbnbs the other units. Jay closed on a single family with $8,000 in equity. Normally, I don't have my students do single family homes, but she found a great deal that still cash flows in her market. Fernando and his family, they are creating a group home in Los Angeles with this property here. Terrence used his VA loan to buy a fourplex in Pittsburgh. I'm going to speed up, y'all. Jetro, fourplex, Gainesville, Florida, went to University of Florida. Sandra closed on this duplex in Kansas City, Missouri. She's going to BRRRR that property, which is an investment strategy we teach. Nicole closed on this fourplex in Chicago, Illinois, originally $362,000, got it for $340,000 using the negotiation strategies I taught her. Devin, duplex, East Orange, New Jersey. Malika, foreclosure BRRRR in Baton Rouge. Alan closed on this triplex in Baltimore. Let me read Alan's story really quickly. Alan said, hey, Julian, I want to thank you for the great service you provide. I learned a great deal from your detailed instruction for the past 3 months during the pandemic, and I recently closed on a multifamily property in Baltimore, Maryland on 6/17/20. The property cash flows and is in an appreciating market and built-in equity as well. I would not have had the confidence to handle the deal like such a boss without the expert knowledge provided in your course. I felt like I had the answers to the test every step along the way. Thanks again, brother, for the gateway to freedom and generational wealth. I will certainly pay it forward. What's beautiful about Alan's story is that he closed on this property, then he proposed to his significant other on August 7th, and then they got married on October 17th. And look what he said: key rings first, then engagement ring, then wedding ring. Mr. and Mrs. Singleton. So some of y'all are out here doing it backwards because you're following the American dream. I'm trying to show you another way. All right. This is Darren and Aisha, triplex in Providence, Rhode Island. Tyler and Olivia, fourplex in New Orleans. Alyssa, duplex in Pensacola, Florida. Dante, fourplex in Baltimore. Elena and Aaron live in Los Angeles, bought this duplex in Detroit, Michigan. Agents Karen and Jamel, they learned from me, and they bought their fourplex in Norfolk, Virginia. So look, I got agents coming to learn from me, y'all, and all of our students who are in the Norfolk area, they actually go through Karen and Jamel to buy their properties now. Morgan closed on this property in South Carolina, fourplex. Tafara duplex in Baltimore. Sienna and Matthew, they bought 2 properties. This is their first one in Connecticut. This is their second one here, another triplex. James closed on this triplex in Boston and Roxbury. Some of y'all know the Roxbury area. Javier, Georgia. Cornelius in 3 months. Carvella, Detroit, 6 months. Kai, 3 months exactly. Olivia, Newark. Gary, VA loan, bought in 6 months. Linda, Pensacola, Florida. Velma, Norfolk, Virginia. Nicole, duplex in Chicago. Lamont, triplex in Newark. Taisha, fourplex in Baton Rouge. Michaela, 4-family in Phoenix. Sparkle in Florida. Fanny, triplex in Newark. So look, y'all, I can go on and on. Oh, Los Angeles, for those of you in Los Angeles think it can't happen there, this is Velveeta. She closed on a fourplex in Los Angeles on November 28th. Norfolk, New York, Newark. Natasha closed on this property in Queens. On a triplex in Queens. We got a Napa, Albany, Georgia, Norfolk, another Los Angeles. And then for those of you who think it can't happen in Brooklyn, the Pettigrew's closed on this triplex in Brooklyn, New York. Okay, so I got more stories, y'all. I could go on for a long time. I just wanted to give you the game and show you that this works for people all over the country. And we had some recent closings. April 6th in New Orleans. We had some more closings early April. So look, y'all, all over the country, people are closing on property using the same exact process that I'm teaching you. Okay, so with that, if you are ready to join this movement, you can go to www.multifamilymovement.com, multifamilymovement.com, right, and get all the details about the program. I'm going to answer questions in just a second. Okay, I see you all had questions. I saw some questions coming up in chat, but I couldn't answer them in the middle of the webinar. I had so much to teach you, and I knew that the webinar was going to answer about 80% of your questions. So I'm going to answer questions live in just a second. Okay, is that cool? If you have a question, can you make sure you write it down? I'm going to answer them live in just a second. That's cool? All right, I appreciate that. All right, cool. So again, that's multifamilymovement.com. Is that website working? Go ahead and click there. It's working? Cool. All right, good. So what's powerful about this program is that it's a step-by-step process to get you everything that you need. So step 1 is you're going to get educated through the program. You're going to develop my mindset and the mindset of a real estate investor. From there, we pair you with 2 of the top lenders in the entire country to get the lowest interest rates possible. From there, we have a network of real estate agents who have either been trained in this program, like Karen and Jamel, or who we vetted, who you will be matched with in order to support you, especially in the major markets, okay? And then from there, we have a network of students all in your market who will be sharing deals with you through the purchase of Past Deal Analyzer. So this is the pathway to success, step by step by step. You're gonna get the lender. We're going to try to pair you with an agent who understands this methodology, and then you're going to meet people in your market who actually share deals with you and that you can meet and network with, so that you aren't building your real estate Rolodex from scratch. Instead, you get to actually pick up from where you are. All right, pick up from where they've actually collectively gone. So let me walk you through the program really quickly, module by module. So first module is finance it, then find it, then finalize it, fix it, and fill it. So I'm going to walk you through those modules really quickly. So in the finance it module, I'm going to show you no to low money down programs and grants you can use to get started without a huge savings. What exactly are lenders looking for? The key numbers and ratios to be aware of. Quick credit fixes to improve your credit score and keep your interest rate down and save tens of thousands of dollars. FHA loans debunked, the dark side that most people don't tell you beyond it being only 3.5% down. Why you must shop for lenders first and not the home, and how to get the lowest interest rate possible by doing so. And then why you should go as big as possible on your first multifamily home as long as it makes sense. Okay, so this is Cendrika. And Cendrika said, a couple of lenders tried the okie doke on me, specifically with leaving out prepaid costs, offering more money and lowering rate, but doubling all other fees. So everybody listen to me real quickly. Everybody listen to me. The cheapest, the lowest interest rate does not mean the best lender. Please type clear if you heard me. The lowest interest rate does not mean the best lender, because lenders will be sly and they will sneak in other hidden costs that basically take their interest now in advance. These lenders are not your friends. They're going to smile in your face. They're going to pretend like they like you and your family. They're going to compliment you and everything that you're up to, but they are not your friend. Okay. You have to know how to play the game. You have to understand their language. And you have to know how to read your closing disclosures. Okay. And make them compete for your business. Right. So find it. I'm going to show you how to find great deals in your backyard. Literally, my first deal was literally in my backyard. I was renting on Fulton Street in Brooklyn, and I ended up buying the property that shares a backyard with the property that I was renting at. So you have to know how to find these deals that are literally in your backyard. We'll also go over off-market deals. Okay. Then the 33 signs of gentrification to ensure that you buy right before prices peak and you overpay. How to use the internet and specific websites you need to know to find and do due diligence on a deal. Again, not truly a Zillow or Redfin. How to evaluate a deal in another state if you're investing from a distance. Why the asking price does not matter. The real metrics that make a deal worth it or not. And the people or tools you need in place to get off-market deals coming to you daily. All right. Then in the Finalize It module, we're going to go over the 23 numbers that you need to truly evaluate whether to purchase or pass on a real estate opportunity, how to quickly evaluate a deal in 10 minutes or less so that you can get your offer in before anyone else, the four most overlooked numbers that can make or break a deal, how to never pay at or above asking price and get it reduced to whatever you desire without worrying about the seller walking away, and then the 5 ways to exit any deal if the numbers aren't adding up or something doesn't feel right. Okay, so you're going to get the purchase or pass deal analyzer when you become a student. Okay, then Fix It, the 10 types of contractors you need to have in and trust and on a speed dial once the deal is in motion. You do not build your contractor or real estate Rolodex after you get the deal. You need to actually have them in advance. Why? Because the property inspection response is one of your greatest points of leverage. All my agents that are here, is the property inspection response your greatest point of leverage? Yes or no? Is the property inspection response your greatest point of leverage? You see in chat, all the agents are saying, yes, this is your greatest point of leverage. You have to strategically know how to play this game, and your contractors are going to be essential to that strategy. So you need your contractors in advance, y'all. You need to have them vetted. And then I show you everything you must do and look for during the inspection process. Okay. Then first things first, what are the very first things you need to do once you have the keys? Hint, it is not move in. And then Fix It or Nix It, what you should fix immediately and what can wait for later until the cash starts flowing. Then finally, Fill It. You're a landlord now. How do you avoid those 3 a.m. phone calls and manage a building without always being there? How to find great tenants fast if you have vacant units that need to be filled, what you need, who you need, and where to post. Free download of sample lease agreement. And then long distance investing secrets, how to manage your investment without being there, and the top 20 markets to invest in. Okay. Now, for all of my single family buyers, all right, I have a specific module for you in the program. Earlier, I told you to type in 625, 6 ways to reverse yourself out. Only two require you to sell, and 5 ways to use FHA twice. I literally have a module that is specifically for you that I want you to go to immediately once you join the program, and we're going to find that best path for you based on the situation that you're in. I'm talking about your income, your equity, family size, income portability, all of that stuff gets factored into which of the paths is best for you. This is Chantel. She said, can't think of a better way to celebrate my birthday than by accomplishing my goals. Last week, my single family home went under contract while I closed on my first 4-unit property in pursuit of financial freedom. I set sail on this journey on October 2019, and we are finally underway. The mentorship and guidance provided by Julian Gordon, the multifamily movement, has been unmatched. Okay, so that is Chantel. She decided to sell her property because that was easiest for her, but that module is specifically where I want you to start when you join the program. Okay, so with that, normally this program would be worth $2,499, but tonight I'm actually going to show you how to get access to the program for free. Okay, I'm going to show you how to get access to the Multifamily Master Plan program for free. I repeat, it is all free. Okay, now I know you're probably wondering, Julian, what do you mean is free? What's the catch? All you have to do is join the Multifamily Movement Mastermind, which is committed to creating freedom and generational wealth through real estate. My mission is to help 300 people or families acquire a cash flow positive multifamily home within 6 months of being pre-qualified. Okay. But Julian, you just said it was free. What do you mean I got to join this mastermind? Here's the deal. I've been teaching online for about 10 years now, and only 7% of people complete online courses when left up to their own devices. Okay. So what I'm teaching you and what I'm giving you is not just the information. Okay. I'm not just here for the transfer of information. I'm here for your transformation. How many of you have a book on your shelf that you intended to read to change your life, but didn't even crack it open? Let me know in chat. Type me. How many of you have a book on your shelf that you intended to read to change your life in some way and you didn't even crack it open? Okay. So that proves that information alone does not create transformation. How many of you wanted to lose weight, right? Last year, in the past 12 months, and you still got your gut? Type me. I know I'm going there. I'm going there. So listen to me. You have all these free recipes on the internet. You have all these free workouts on YouTube, yet you still have your gut. So you have to understand that information by itself does not lead to transformation. It is the integration and implementation of information. So you can go try to piece together all this real estate information via podcast, blog posts, books, etc. Okay, it's all scattered out there on the internet. You can go try to put the pieces of the puzzle together. What you were paying me for is the structure and the accountability that I provide. If some of you would have just hired a personal trainer for 3 months, you would have achieved your workout goals. Why? Because they give you structure and they give you accountability. So you are not paying me for the information. You are paying for the structure and the accountability that I provide that make sure that you actually implement the information. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay. The information, when you commit to the structure and the accountability, I will happily give you access to everything that I know about multifamily real estate for free. But you have to commit to the structure accountability, because I'm not just here to spin my wheels. I'm not just here to put together videos for you and you have an online course that you never log into. No, that is not how this works. The reason I have so many success stories is because of the structure and the accountability that this program offers. Okay, so this program is a program in real life. This is 100 of us in New Orleans for our Generational Wealth Conference. That's me right there in the middle. And that's my daughter right there. She's 6 years old. And at the age of 36, 30 years from now, when all these mortgages are paid off, because I refinanced some of them because of the very great interest rate, she will have $25,000 per month in positive cash flow coming into her account for the rest of her life per month, y'all. That's $300,000 per year. See, we thought that buying our kids video games and clothes and dolls and things of that nature, we thought that that was love, right? For their birthdays and for Christmas and things like that. That's not love, y'all. You're buying them expenses and liabilities. Making the sacrifice to set them up for generational wealth and to be able to inherit income, that is love. And this is all based on 6 to 7 years of sacrifice. And I've been able to build this for her, and I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. So this is what we're trying to teach here. And you getting this asset in your last name and your family's last name is the first step in you building an entire portfolio. So with the Multifamily Master Plan program, it's more than a course. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because only 20% of this program is actually online, on the internet like this. Okay. And there are videos that you have to watch, right? So that I can reprogram your mind. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Okay. But you will not find real estate deals just sitting behind a computer all day with your arms crossed, watching me, watching JGTV. Okay. So 40% of this program will actually be on the phone, talking to agents, wholesalers, lenders, contractors, owners, etc., building your real estate Rolodex in whatever market that you are in. Okay. The other 40% of this program will actually be in your car, in your shoes, visiting new properties and meeting people. Real estate is a contact sport. You have to be in contact with people and you have to be in contact with properties. All right. Not sitting behind a computer. That is not how this game works. That is not how we're going to find an off-market deal. All right. So this program is built different. All right. Every week you will have a new challenge. Okay. So we have our financial house cleaning challenge. We have our lender shopping challenge. We have our pre-approval challenge, our real estate agent challenge, our neighborhood knowledge challenge #1, our deal a day challenge #1. Then we have our real estate team building challenge. And then we do the neighborhood challenge and the deal a day challenge over and over and over again until we actually land on a deal. So listen, every single week you will have to get up out of your seat and actually go do something. Okay. This is not Netflix and chill. Okay. This is not Netflix and chill. You have to get up and go do something. This is not a program that you can hide in. All right. You have to take action. You have to take action. And I'm committed to making sure that you take action and implement everything that I teach you. Okay. So let me just show you the program on the back end. So these are the modules. Okay. Every single module is either going to make you money or save you money, period. There's no fat in this program whatsoever. I've streamlined the process to get you to your finish line, which is you acquiring your first property as quickly as possible. All right. Every week, you're going to get your mindset modules, then you're going to get your movement modules. So we renew the mind, then we take action. We renew the mind, then we take action. We renew the mind, then we take action. Okay. You see how extensive the program is. You're going to need about 30 minutes a day or 4 hours per week. Okay. You do not have to quit your job. You're not becoming a full-time real estate investor and developer like me yet. Okay. It's 30 minutes a day, right? Or 4 hours per week if your weekdays are busy. All right. So you've actually put in 2 hours already here. So I know you can make the time because you put in 2 hours just right here alone. Okay. So how do I hold you accountable? Every single week, we have our weekly deal room call. And on that weekly deal room call, that's where I hold you accountable. So when you come into that weekly deal room call, here's what happens. You have to publicly announce to the other family members what you did in the past week. So again, like I said, you can't come out in this program, sit in the back of the class and hide out. No, you will get called out. And this is why so many of my students succeed and why they're able to close on property so quickly, because there's no hiding in this program. We call it positive peer pressure. Positive peer pressure. Okay. Then from there, we do hot seat coaching. So you can literally sign up to be in the hot seat where I coach you live in the middle of family. There is no one-on-one coaching in this program where I just be talking on the phone to you, right? I have too many people to free. If Harriet Tubman only freed one person at a time, she would have only freed 19 people instead of 300, okay? So you can get in the hot seat and I'll coach you, but the entire family will be listening in because as I'm coaching you, I'm also coaching everyone else at the same time. And if you're on the outside looking in, you'll be getting coached as I coach somebody because you'll see how I think about certain situations, okay? And then as we close that call, you have to create an action plan for the next week to declare what you're going to do, right? You got to be of your word, and we're going to hold you accountable to that word, okay? Some of you have never experienced this level of accountability, but if you really want to get to your goals, I don't care about how many students are in the multifamily master plan. I don't care about the student count. The only thing I care about, the only metric that matters to me is how many of you have closed, period. That is my purpose here. My purpose is not to get students. My purpose is to help them close, okay? So that is what I'm focused on 100%. Right? So you're also going to get the purchase of past deal analyzer, right? Some of you asked, can I get that for free earlier? No, this is only available to my students. This is a financial model that is priceless. This is what I use to evaluate every single deal that I do, okay? And you're going to get access to that as my student, and I will teach you how to use it, where to find the 23 numbers, right? And it will tell you whether you should purchase or pass on a deal. We do not make emotional decisions in this game. They are purely economic, and this financial model will make sure that you never make a mistake on a real estate deal, okay? And then you also get a ticket to the Generational Wealth Conference. It is our 2-day event in New Orleans. On day one, we go over all of my wealth building strategies beyond real estate, okay? I'm talking entrepreneurship. We're talking about life insurance. We're talking about tax strategies. We're talking about estate planning, et cetera. And then day two is all real estate. We get into rehabs. We get into new construction. We get into commercial real estate. We get to fix and flips, okay? We get into Airbnb, et cetera, okay? So that's the Generational Wealth Conference. That is our annual event where we all come together as a family and we meet one another, and we are seeking to create generational wealth. The multifamily movement is not just about multifamily real estate. The multifamily real estate is the first asset, but it is multiple families coming together to create multi-million dollars, okay? Our first asset will be multifamily real estate. Then we'll have multiple streams of income. And we know that over time, if we stay consistent, we will have multi-million dollars. So you are coming into a family that is seeking to create not just generational wealth, but regenerational wealth. Generational wealth is when you leave a house and a stash of money for the next generation. Regenerational wealth is when you leave cash flowing assets to the next generation. So the goal is not just for you to be in the middle class or the upper class. What I need everybody to type in is I need you to type in asset class. Okay. What is above the middle class is the asset class. The asset class are people who actually live off of the income generated by their assets, not by busting their ass. Did y'all catch that? We want to stop busting our ass for money. Okay. I hope some of y'all don't think that's a curse word. Okay. We want to live off of our assets, not by busting our ass. Okay. Somebody said that is. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I never classified that one as a curse word. All right. Cool? It's just a donkey, right? Cool. All right. With that, with that, so everything together would be worth $5,497. Okay. When you put the multifamily master plan, the weekly deal room calls coaching, the purchase to pass deal analyzer, and the 2-day generational wealth conference event together, that's $5,497. Okay. So let me ask you this. Would it be worth $5,497 one time to eliminate your monthly rent expense or single family home mortgage forever? Please let me know in chat. Please let me know in chat. Okay. Yes. Would it be worth $5,497 if all it did was help you acquire one cash flow positive multifamily home within the next year? Let's say you don't close in 3 months. Let's say you don't close in 6 months or 9 months. Let's say it takes you an entire year, but would it be worth $5,497? Okay. Would it be worth $5,497 if the only thing you learned was how to buy right so that you never ended up underwater on a real estate deal thanks to the deal analyzer? Literally, the deal analyzer, you cannot make mistakes unless you completely just violate it or you pull the wrong data. Okay? Got you. All right. So here are your options to join. Option number one, it feels free, but it's actually going to cost you the most. And that is you do nothing. You do nothing. And as you do nothing, rents will continue to rise, which makes it harder for you to save. And while it's harder for you to save, the price of real estate will continue to rise, which makes it harder for you to buy. Right? Now, option one is going to feel free, but it's going to cost you the most. So you literally are at a crossroads where you can stay on the financial path that you've been on, right? Which you don't feel is leading you to the wealth that you think you deserve and desire. Or right now you can pave a new road based on proven pathway that I've established and shown you that other people have succeeded at, right? So earlier I showed you straight up that literally this is a $2.2 million decision. And we can literally just get your housing expense taken away for the rest of your life. And we add up all that money and we invest it. That's over $1 million. And then we know that when you buy one multifamily home the right way, based on the numbers that I showed you, the cash flow, the tax saving, the appreciation, and the principal pay down, we know that that could be another $1 million. So literally this is a $2 million decision that you have right now. When we look back, if you imagine yourself 30 years from now and you say, I either took action in that moment or I didn't, and you'll either have $2 million because of it in net worth or you won't. That's literally the crossroads that you're at. All right. Now, if that is too far out for you, if you have difficulty seeing out 30 years from now, okay, let me just show you what the impact is going to be after your first year of acquiring. You not paying rent for 1 year, 12 months times $1,200 a month is $14,000. Okay. So that's just year one. Then if you have cash flow from that property of $1,090, then that's another $13,000 right there. So now we're at $27,000 just in your first year. And then if that property appreciates by 3%, a $300,000 property at 3%, that's $9,000. Okay. Then the tax deduction on that property, as you get to write it off, will be another $2,727. So now we're at $40,000. And then if I teach you how to make the lenders compete and get your interest rate down by 0.25%, that decrease will save you another $15,000 in interest. So literally in year one, you'll have saved or made and saved a total of $55,000 if you just execute in year one alone. Okay. So earlier, I gave you a hypothetical situation about the ATM machine. Would you give up or go get the money? And all of you typed in chat, you would go get the money, right? You were using your Twitter fingers. You were talking that good game. Like, Julian, you know me, I'm about that life by any means necessary. I'll do anything for my seed. You were talking a good game when it was just a hypothetical situation, right? But now you are literally at a real crossroads that's going to determine whether you move towards the pathway of building wealth or not, whether you stay on the same path that you've been on or you pave a new road. And so the question is, are you going to give up or go get the money? All right. And so your option number two to join the multifamily movement is 1997, a one pay of 1997. Okay. Literally all I'm asking for is the equivalent of 1 to 2 months of rent or mortgage expense based on what you typed in earlier to put you in position to never, ever, 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 ever have to pay rent or mortgage again. 1 to 2 months. That's all I'm asking for. Okay. Now, When you do the one pay, you save $795. You save $795 when you do the one pay. You get access to everything immediately, right away. And you can just go through the course as quickly as you possibly can so that we can get you ready to start evaluating deals and making offers, all right? Now, does anybody know, heard of Fortune Builders? Anybody heard of Fortune Builders? How much does Fortune Builders charge, y'all? How much does Fortune Builders charge? Fortune Builders charges 30 to 50,000. Who said that? Who said that? Shay and Reginald said it, and Courtney. They charge $30 to $50,000. $30 to $50,000 for what I'm teaching you in this program. I went to their hotel meeting here in New Orleans, and I literally saw them stealing down people's down payment, giving them the education, and then leaving them with nothing to invest with. Guess what? Hear me on this. I believe that this education is worth $30,000. I'm just not charging you that. If I'm giving you game for $30,000, that's going to lead to $2.2 million for you over the next 30 years. That's worth it. Okay. But I want you to have capital to still make the investment. I don't just want to give you the education. Okay. So I believe that their price point is actually valid. I just am choosing not to charge you what they charge you. Does that make sense? Okay. So again, that is multifamilymovement.com. That's multifamilymovement.com. 1997 one pay, right? You get access to everything immediately and you save $795, right? This is Brandon. Brandon said, Julian, thanks to you, bro. I was apprehensive at first to take your class due to the price point. I thought I could have learned from YouTube University. Laugh out loud. In retrospect, you dropped too many jewels for me to count. One example saved me $1,200 by making the lenders compete. It was money well spent. For any new people reading this, Julian is a truth, good people, and has a wealth of knowledge. Appreciate all that you do, good brother, and the profound impact that you make on so many. So Brandon went on to get his FHA appraisal. He said FHA appraisal came in at $14K above our offer, no required repairs. So he's literally stepping into $14,000 in equity right away because he bought right based on the teachings. All right. Now, how many of you don't have 1997 right now and need a payment plan? How many of you would join if there was a payment plan instead? Okay. Be honest with me. All right. Okay. So I understand that we're in the midst of COVID and some people's money is funny. You might be getting a stimulus check. You might be getting a bonus check from work. You might be getting a tax return. So you don't have the 1997 right now, but you will have it soon. So what I will do is I'm offering option number 3, which is a monthly payment plan of $349 per month for only 8 months. Only 8 months. This is not a subscription plan that goes on forever indefinitely, and I hope that you forget. That's not how I operate. This is $349 per month for 8 months, and after 8 months, you have access to everything. Okay, $349 per month for only 8 months. Now, the $349 plan, the payment plan, it is a little bit more. It costs a little bit more. Okay, $349 times 8 is $2,792. Okay, so I reward people who are all in. So again, when you do the one pay, you save $795. Okay, when you do the one pay, you save $795. But if you need to do the payment plan because of where your financial situation is at, that's perfectly fine. All right. Now, when you do the payment plan, you get access to the first 3 modules immediately, and then the rest of your modules will be dripped to you month by month by month as your payments come in. Okay. So again, the one pay is $1997. You get access to everything immediately, and you save $795. The monthly payment plan is $349 per month for 8 months. Once you made that 8th payment, you have lifetime access to everything. You'll get the first 3 modules, and then the rest of your modules will be dripped to you as your payments come in. All right. So that is the payment option. Again, you can go to multifamilymovement.com, multifamilymovement.com. Now, here's what I have for those who need the payment plan. How many of you have a tax return, bonus check, or stimulus coming soon? How many have a tax return, bonus check, or stimulus coming soon? All right. So let me show you this. For those of you who need to start with the monthly payment plan right now, here's what you'll do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 60 days to pay off the balance and still save the $795. I'm going to give you 60 days to pay off the balance and still save the $795. So how that works, you go to multifamilymovement.com. Okay. You start on the $349 plan. Okay. So your first payment will be tonight. Then from there, if you make the 1648 payment before the second payment comes out, you will save the 795. There'll be a module in your course that says pay off your balance, and you can literally email support at thefreedomschool.com and they will send you a link to pay off the balance and you'll save the 795. Or you can do 349 per month, 349 per month, right? Then you do 349 30 days from now. And then before the third payment comes out, if you pay off the balance of 1299, you'll save 795. Does that sound fair, y'all? Does that sound fair? Okay. So I don't want the 795. You're going to need the 795 for your appraisal and your inspection. Okay. Your appraisal is going to be around $400 and your inspection is going to be around $400. I'd rather you have the 795. I don't need it. I'm doing perfectly fine. Okay. So I'm giving you this option to pay off in full within 60 days. So again, you'll go to multifamilymovement.com. You'll start on the 349 plan, right? And then from there, you'll be able to email support when you're ready to pay off the balance. All right. Now, y'all ready for something special? Y'all ready for something special? You all get to bring a buddy to the program for free. This can be a best friend, which is your spouse or homie, blood, which is siblings, parents, or kids, or business partner, whoever you plan on investing with. Why? Because I know that you having somebody near you who is going to wake up and say, hey, let's do module 3 tonight. Let's go look at these 5 properties this weekend. I know that that's going to increase your likelihood of success. That's why I do it. I also know that many of you are in relationships and you have people around you who love you. In fact, how many of you are sitting at a computer alone right now? How many of you are sitting at a computer alone right now? A lot of you. Has it ever crossed your mind that the reason you don't have everything you want is because you've been going after everything by yourself? See, the problem with personal development is that it is too personal. When you actually look at the world's most successful people, they all run in packs. Hewlett and Packard, Steve Jobs and Wozniak, Jay-Z and Dame Dash, or Jay-Z and Beyonce, Jordan and Pippen, Shaq and Kobe. All of the world's most successful people roll in packs, but you've been trying to do everything by yourself. So this is why I'm giving you permission to bring a buddy into the program with you. So this is Velveeta. I showed you that she closed in Los Angeles, a very tough market. She closed in Los Angeles. She attributes a lot of her success to her sister, Velvet. Okay. This is Victor and Michelle. They are husband and wife, and they're going through this process together. Then one of the top reasons that marriages end is because of money. There's no reason that if your significant other is in your house right now, that you should be at the computer and they're not. You can't have one person trying to secure the bag and the other one trying to blow it. You need to be on one financial accord in your family. So this gives you the opportunity to bring your significant other on this journey with you, okay? So that you can build wealth together, all right? So that's multifamilymovement.com, multifamilymovement.com. And if you join tonight, I'm giving everyone who joined tonight an extra ticket worth $599 to Generational WealthCon for their buddy. You get to bring your buddy for free to Generational WealthCon when you join tonight. That's my way of saying thank you for committing and saying yes to yourself and yes to generational wealth. All right. So again, if you join tonight, you get access to an extra bonus ticket where your receipt will be timestamped and you'll get an extra bonus ticket to Generational WealthCon, which is powerful. Okay. Conference is in MLK weekend in January. It's an MLK weekend in January. Okay. So who should join and who shouldn't? Join the movement if you are a renter who has paid over $50,000 in rent living on your own. Join if you're a single family buyer who wants to become a real estate investor. And join if you're willing to make the sacrifices today for success in the future. Do not join if you are looking for a get rich quick scheme and need money yesterday. This program is not for you. Okay. You might want to go try stock options or cryptocurrency or something like that. This is get rich guaranteed over time. All right. Do not join if you're unwilling to change what you're doing now to save money and search for real estate deals. And do not join if you are unemployed and have no intentions of getting employed. If you're unemployed, I can still help you, but you have to be actively seeking gainful employment because you're going to need 6 months of gainful employment for us to get you financed. But if you're unemployed and like, oh, I'm kind of liking this, I think I'm gonna ride this thing out, then I cannot help somebody with that kind of mindset of take, get for free, get for free. I can't help somebody with that mindset succeed. Okay. So this is the criteria. Again, that's multifamilymovement.com. I also have some bonuses for you. For those of you who have credit issues, I've licensed Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette course to help you boost your credit score by 50 to 150 points. You will get the access to that immediately when you join the program, because if we can get your credit score up, your interest rate will go down, and that will save you tons of money in interest. All right. Then the REI tax secrets. I showed you how on that one property, I'm saving $278,000 in taxes. So literally, I'm going to show you how to structure your accounting so that you can take advantage of all the tax benefits that multifamily real estate has to offer that single family real estate does not. Okay. You're also going to get the Airbnb Overnight Success Program. I built a 6-figure Airbnb business, and I'm going to show you how to do that, especially in markets where real estate is expensive. This will allow you to get sometimes 3 times what you're getting in rent through Airbnb. Okay. Then the Purchase or Pass Deal Analyzer online. I've actually invested over 5 figures into an online software technology that is only available to my students, where we actually analyze our deals. So instead of using that spreadsheet that I showed you earlier, we actually analyze all of our deals in one place. And what that allows us to do is it allows us to share deals with each other. So these are the public deals. You get to search by city. This is Camille saying, shout out to Daffy for sending me a sweet deal in our market this morning and helping me run the numbers on it. There's truly strength in numbers and community. Stay blessed, everyone. So we actually share deals with one another based on market. This is also where you will be able to network with other people who are in your market. These are people in the Orlando, Florida market. So you'll be able to connect with the other family members who are in your market so that you aren't starting from scratch. Okay. And then you're also going to get the bonus fuel it module. For those of you who have a single family home already, or for those of you who really want to scale up your portfolio, literally in this module, I will show you exactly how I scaled up from 1 to 10. Step by step, what I did, how I use equity from here, how I use property 1 and 2 to buy 3 and 4, and how I use 3 and 4 to buy 5 and 6, and how I did this 1031 exchange, etc. I literally show you how I scaled up my portfolio in this short amount of time. So when you add all these things together, the total value of this program is $8,086, but you do not have to pay that tonight. You can actually join for $19.97 one pay or $349 per month for just 8 months. Now, there is a 2-year Coach Till You Close support program, meaning that you will get access to our weekly deal room calls for 2 years. I do not believe that it will take you 2 years to close on a property. If you follow the blueprint and you show up, it should not take you 2 years. But as a result of the coaching and support and the accountability that we provide, there are no refunds for this program. There are no refunds for this program. There are no refunds for this program. Here's why. What is the number one thing that I cannot control in this entire process, y'all? What is the number one thing that I cannot control in this process? I cannot control how you show up. I can lay out the entire blueprint step by step by step, but I cannot control how you decide to show up. I know this program works. It has worked for people with different situations, from VA to elderly to young to entrepreneurs to expensive markets to cheap markets. It's worked for people of all different walks of life. What I cannot control is how you show up. All right. So this is the 2-year Coach Till You Close support program. And the reason I made it 2 years is because I asked myself, what is the worst situation that somebody can come to me in and I can still help them? And it was bankruptcy. Chapter 7 or 11 or 13 bankruptcy, you need to wait 24 months after receiving your discharge before you can get finance. So most of you are not dealing with bankruptcy. I know some of you are, but most of you are not. So if I believe that I can help somebody who just got out of bankruptcy get closed on a property within 2 years, then I know I can help you. All right. So look, you don't know where to start. I'm giving you the point A to Z plan with the multifamily master plan. You feel like you're alone in this journey. Not only am I giving you our weekly deal room calls, you're getting a buddy pass, and you have our Facebook group, and you get to meet other people who are in your market. Okay. You're not that good at math. You don't have to be. You're going to get the Purchase or Pass Deal Analyzer. It has all the equations built in. I just need to show you where to find those 23 numbers. Okay. Then you want help with your money beyond real estate. That's what the Generational Wealth Conference is for. You already bought a single family home. That's okay. I'm going to show you how to scale up using the Fuel It module and how to reverse yourself out of that situation with the 625 strategy that I talked about earlier. Do you need to create an LLC? No, you do not. I will show you how to take advantage of all the tax deductions and pass them through your Schedule E using by doing the proper accounting, right? Prices are too high, you're in an expensive market. That's what the Airbnb Overnight Success Program is for. And if you have credit where your credit score is lower than you desire it to be, you're going to get access to Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette program. So again, when you put all those things together, it will be worth $88,086, but you can join for $1997 or $349 per month for just 8 months. All right. So you are all just one deal away. This was my first property in Brooklyn in 2013, excuse me. I had no clue that it would unfold in this way, but this is how I've realized that real estate works, is that you get that first property and it becomes a domino effect. That first property leads to the second, it leads to the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. This is how I built my wealth over the past few years. And I want to show you exactly how I did it so that you can do the exact same thing. Okay. Now, for those of you who are on the other side, right, and already joined, you're going to get onboarded. You're going to get your deal analyzer. You're going to start the online course. You're going to go through orientation. We're going to have our weekly deal room call, and then you're going to start your first challenge on Monday. Your password is freedom. Your password is freedom. Okay, all lowercase. Michael said it's not letting me make the purchase. Did anybody get in already? Michael said it's not. Michael, try the PayPal button. Oh, Michael said got it. Okay, welcome Michael to the program. Michael Jimenez. All right, cool. So again, that's multifamilymovement.com, multifamilymovement.com. All right. So there is a price of procrastination. Right now, it's $349 per month for 8 months or $1997 one time, right? So you have, what is that, 72 hours to make your decision, all right? And so I know some of you need to move money around from PayPal to Venmo to Cash App, whatever you got to do. You got 72 hours to do it. The price will go up to $3,997, okay? And there will be no bonuses. So the price will literally double. This is a special enrollment period, and I want you to take advantage of it as we are hiring now and we're increasing our capacity. So we're ready to take on some new students. And so that's why I'm inviting you to join us tonight, okay? So for all of you who are here, you will all get access to my beginner's guide to multifamily real estate investing, my $47 ebook. I promised you for staying. So I want to say thank you so much for being here. In the appendix of it, you will find the list of down payment assistance programs by state. And so with that, make sure you look out, keep your eye out on the email for that tomorrow. The webinar technology will let me know that you were here at this moment in time. And that is my way of saying thank you for staying all night long. We're 2.5 hours in. All right. So if you can do this 2.5 hours, then I know you can do the program, because the program only takes about 30 minutes a day or 4 hours per week. All right. Now, I promised you that I was going to hold space to answer questions. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm here live and direct. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the Q&A function. We're going to use the Q&A function here in Zoom. We're going to use the Q&A function, and we're going to, I'm going to take questions from there. I saw a lot of you asking questions in chat. So I need you to copy your questions over from chat, and I need you to put them in the Q&A function, and I'm going to take them in order there. We already have about 128 questions, now 130. So the questions are piling in now. So I'm going to answer as many as I can in the amount of time that we have. And hopefully a lot of them are duplicates, so that when I'm answering one, I'm actually answering three. All right. So I appreciate you. Donna, you're welcome. Raymond, you're welcome. Judy, you're welcome. Antonio, you're welcome. Let me get to these questions so that you can make informed decisions about multifamily real estate as well as about this program. All right. Cool. How do you manage your property? How do you manage Jennifer says, how do you manage all the renters, payments, inquiries, transactions? Do you have property management team? Jennifer, great question. We use a property management technology called Cozy, and there's several different ones that you may want to vet depending on the size of your portfolio. And I do have a property manager in Oakland, Brooklyn, and for most of my properties in New Orleans. A property manager, y'all, takes about 7 to 10% of rent. So if you're getting $4,000 in rent, a property manager will take anywhere from $280 to $400 as their fee for managing your property monthly. And we integrate that number into our evaluation of the deal to make sure that it makes sense. Okay. Next question is, what about people who are in active bankruptcy? As I said, we're gonna have to wait until that bank two years, about 2 years till that bankruptcy is discharged before we can move forward. Okay. Miss Love, what about people who already have their own single family? Remember, I told you the 6-2-5 strategy. There's 6 ways to reverse yourself out of that situation. Only 2 of them require you to sell, and there's 5 ways to use FHA twice. These are specific exemptions and language patterns that you have to use with your lender in order to qualify for FHA a second time. I see some questions still coming up in chat. Please copy them over to the Q&A function. I'll be happy to answer them. What about multi-use properties? Here in Ohio, my friend has a property that has 2 separate apartments, is rented by 3 businesses, and has 2 rented storage areas. You can do mixed use. You can get a FHA loan for mixed use, right? But it has to have some residential, okay? And it can't be more than 4 units, right? What if I am on disability? It all depends on how much you're getting paid via disability. Disability and retirement can range. Some people's retirement is great income. So I have no clue what your number is. And then I also don't know what market you're in. So $3,000 a month might work in Boise, Idaho, but it's not going to work in Brooklyn today. All right. Next question. What if I am self-employed? How do I get finance? So if you're self-employed, there's first thing I recommend that you do is you start paying yourself bi-weekly out of your business as if you were a W-2 employee. You don't have to set up a payroll or anything, but just start paying yourself bi-weekly so that you know that so that you can show the lender that your business supports you as an employee. The lender will take your business income as verification of income as long as you've been doing great documentation of that. They'll ask for the tax returns, and if your business income is inconsistent, so like let's say your business booms in the summer, but it goes down in the winter, there are such loans called bank statement loans that are typically higher down payment and a little higher interest rate, but that we can still get you financed if you're self-employed. Okay. Next question is, will there be a replay? Yes, I will send out the replay of this so that you can show your buddy. For those of you that are going to bring a buddy into the program, I'll be happy to send that out. So keep your eye out via email. What if my credit score is too low? If your credit is too low, so FHA is 660 right now. So if your credit score is too low, then you come in the program and you start with Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette course, right? And we boost your credit score, and that may take a little bit of time. And then once your credit score is in striking range to get financed, then we will move forward from there. All right. Next question. Yes, 564. We're gonna have to boost up that 564. Okay. Next question is what's the URL for the program? It's in the chat, multifamilymovement.com. If you're having any issues, email support. If you're having issues making your payment, go to support@thefreedomschool.com. Support@thefreedomschool.com. Email them. That's my team, and they will get to it first thing in the morning. Okay. But try the PayPal links. There's a regular debit card or credit card form, and if those don't work for whatever reason, go ahead and try PayPal. There's 2 PayPal links there as well. Okay. Okay. Should I buy in my LLC? So you cannot get financed for FHA, VA, or NACA as an LLC. You have to get financed as an individual. I typically tell people they do not need to buy property or try to buy property as an LLC until they have at least 10 units, okay? 10 units. So that can be 2 fourplexes and a duplex. You do not need an LLC. You can still take advantage of all the tax benefits and deductions as an individual. It'll pass through your Schedule E, okay? What if I am unemployed? Great question. If you are unemployed, you can come learn this game while you have the time freedom to do so, but you have to be actively seeking to get gainful employment because you cannot get finance until you have at least 6 months of consistent employment. All right. Next question is, what if I just change jobs and I'm making 57K per year? That all depends on your market. It depends on if that income was an income increase. And I believe the lender is going to see if the industry is the same. So lenders look at that differently. But as long as there was no gap between employment, you should be good. All right. Next question. How do we get coached by you in the program? So you get coached by me in two ways. We have our Sunday weekly deal room calls, right? And on our weekly deal room calls, you can sign up to be in the hot seat, and I will coach you one-on-one there while the entire family is listening in. So it's like group coaching. And then your other option is to post in the Facebook group. I am there 2 times per day, answering any questions that come up in that group there. And we also have some very advanced students who also are trained to answer questions, and I've been given the green light to do so. All right. Great question. Next question is, do you have to have steady jobs such as earning 50% of AMI and qualification on for FHA if you are a student? If you are a student, yes, you're going to need income. You're going to need consistent income, and you're going to need enough to get finance for the value of properties that are in your area. So usually this does not work for a student, somebody who's a full-time student. Okay? I see some questions coming up in chat. Please copy them over to the Q&A function. I'll be happy to answer them. I see some members that I want to celebrate, some new family members. If you're a new family member, go ahead and post in chat and let me know. I want to welcome Barbara Warefield from Nashville. Welcome Barbara to the family. I want to welcome Mary Evans from Southfield in the building. Want to welcome Kimberly from Land of Lakes, Florida. Welcome, Kimberly, to the program. Elizabeth from Harbor Springs, Michigan in the building. Michigan in the building tonight. I want to welcome Full Pay, Sally from Elk Grove, California. I remember playing baseball against the cats from Elk Grove. So welcome, Sally. Sally fully committed. So is Portia from Vineland, New Jersey. Portia all in, Full Pay. Welcome, Brittany. Brittany, welcome to the program. Brittany Patrick, happy to have you. Also want to welcome Jennifer from Las Vegas, Nevada in the building. Oh my goodness, there's more. I just wanted to celebrate those folks real quick. All right, cool. I see you, Jennifer. What's good? She said, that's me. Yeah. All right, cool. Let me get to some more questions and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. When are the group calls? Our group calls are Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. All right. Cool. Danny, please copy your question over to the Q&A function. I actually have 222 questions right now. So I'm answering them in order there. So it's not personal. I'm just taking them in order as that was the process that I laid out. Okay. I have already answered that one. How much do you pay in maintenance, and do you have to restore any of the properties? Good question. So Jamari, we set aside 10% of rents for CapEx, which are roof, foundation, electrical, plumbing, HVAC. So we set aside 10% of rent. So if rents are 4,000, we set aside 10% or 400 in a separate account for those future expenditures. We also set aside 5% for repair reserves, like paint fixes, hole in the wall, leaking sink, etc. So that's another 200. So literally out of that 4,000 rent, we're setting aside 600 to maintain the structural integrity of the building. Okay. And did I do any fix and flip? Not fix and flips. I don't flip properties, but I did fix up some properties to force appreciation. So that pink fourplex, it was unoccupied, and it needed work, it needed paint, it needed floors refinished, it needed utilities turned on, it needed new appliances, excuse me. So yeah, we did some work on that property before getting it rented, and got it for $330, put in 110 at 440, and it appraised at 660. So that's another property where, you know, I stepped into about $250,000 in equity. Okay. Tariq, welcome to the family. Happy to have you. Welcome. Tariq or Tariq, you'll have to let me know when I meet you. Okay. Andrea, you may have answered this, but I'm clear. Do people ever close before your 12-week program ends? Yes, Ronique closed. Ronique is the only one to close in less than 30 days. Dante closed in 34 days. But we want to make sure it's less about speed. We want to make sure that we get the right deal. Okay, Destiny, is it possible to start in the fall, taking the bar exam? Destiny, we got to get those student loans paid off. Okay, hopefully you got a scholarship or something. You can join now, lock in the rate, and then and start when you're ready. Go at your own pace. It is designed for 12 weeks, but if you're going through the bar exam, if you just came off of a pregnancy, if you lost a family member right now and that you're grieving right now, that's okay. Join, lock in the rate. You have lifetime access to the program, and you still have 2 years of coaching. Okay. Inez, I don't see where to sign up for the gathering in January. Inez, it is at the top of the course. It is actually I think it's the fourth. It's at the top of the course right now. To sign up for the January event once you're inside. Okay. David, I'm in California. Can I buy in a different state? Of course, David. So David, if we have to find a smaller, less expensive market for you, a secondary market, or a smaller, less expensive market in California, that's perfectly fine. So what that looks like is it's going to be 25% down. And then we also going to have to pay a property manager, which is going to be 7 to 10% of rent. So yes, you will learn how to buy from a distance in this program. Okay. Want to celebrate some more folks for joining. Welcome Tina Marie from Renton, Washington. Welcome Olivia Ann, all the way committed, full pay. Olivian in Brooklyn, New York. Shout out BK. Welcome Robin from Compton, California in the building. Yes, yes, yes. Shout out to Claridine. Welcome Claridine from Lauderdale Lakes, Florida in the building. Welcome to James from Waipahu, Hawaii. Oh, we got Hawaii. I think James, I think you're the first person from Hawaii. That's amazing. I know real estate is crazy out in Hawaii, but we're gonna figure it out, okay? We're gonna figure it out. Shout outs to Tankia Warren. Welcome Tankia from Decatur, Georgia. ATL, Georgia. I know she was loving the Outcast references throughout the webinar. Tariq, I got you already, brother. Mark, welcome. So happy to have you from Pembroke Pines, Florida. Florida is representing. I love this. All right. Beautiful. Also want to welcome, I hope I didn't miss anybody. I think I got Claridine already. Beautiful. I think there's more. Michael and Michael Jimenez, welcome. Somebody else just came through. Oh my gosh. I want to get back. Let me get back to questions real quick. All right. I'm gonna answer about 5 more questions. We'll call it a night. All right. Hello. Does this vary from a real estate class? This is Marcus. This is not a real estate licensing class. Okay. This is a real estate investment class. Katrina, welcome. This is not a real estate licensing class. This is a real estate investing class. All right. Are the real estate agents still here? Real estate agents, there's different schools for that. Okay. The real estate agents that are already licensed, they're here tonight because they're learning how to become better investors. 1, for themselves, and 2, so that they can serve their clients at a higher level. This is not, is everybody clear that this is not a real estate licensing class? I do not issue real estate licenses. You do not need a real estate license to be an investor. Right? Lachelle, welcome. Lachelle is all the way committed, all the way in 1997. Welcome to Artravia, another El Paso in the building. Let me see, who's this? Welcome to Alexander from Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Bluegrass. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, this is so good. So for everybody who's joined, again, your password will be the word freedom, all lowercase. I want you to go knock out orientation and get ready for our weekly Durham call on Sunday, and then you're going to start your first challenge on Monday. Okay. I'm going to answer 4 more questions. We'll call it a night. Does Section 8 tenant pay you or government pay you? So usually the government pays typically a majority, and Section 8 tenant may have a portion, right? But most of my Section 8 tenants, the government covers everything. Okay. Do you have to sign up, Katrina? Do you have to sign up your buddy at the same time? No. Katrina, in orientation, there's a module that shows you how to get your buddy added to everything. All right. Diego, if the bank gives you 75% of what the multifamily rented added to your purchase power, meaning added to your income, is that correct? If so, I still need to come up with the 20% down payment. No, Diego. No, NACA is 0% down. Okay. NACA is 0% down, and FHA is 3.5% down. Right. You do not have to put 25% down on your first property. Okay. Now, if you're buying your second multifamily property and we don't use one of the FHA exemptions, then it is 25% down, but not your first one. All right. 3 more questions. Yes, this deal, Roxanne, this is good through Friday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Friday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So again, the URL is multifamilymovement.com, multifamilymovement.com. Let me look for 2 good ones. How much was your first property in Brooklyn? It was $937. Okay. Last question. What's the difference between this and NACA? So NACA will get you financed. NACA will help you get financed if your credit is low or your income is low. Okay. NACA does not teach you how to find, evaluate deals, or manage properties or anything of that nature. NACA is just one key to the entire equation. Okay. NACA does not teach you how to find deals, build your real estate Rolodex, evaluate those deals, manage those properties, etc. All right. NACA does not teach that. NACA is just there to help you get finance. All right. So look, y'all, we got 249 questions right now. Javon, I see you. Janae, I see you. Jennifer, Jasmine, Shayna, Monica, Kim, April, Joy, Joyce, Jasmine, Kristen, James, Claridine, Elizabeth, Kim, Chastity. I know some of you went ahead and bought anyways. Karen, Christina, Sabrina, Judy, Rahaman, Jamila, B, Anonymous, Nola, Quinetta. I will not be able to get to all of your questions tonight. We will be here probably till midnight. So I hope you understand. I hope I actually answered some of your questions by answering the questions before. If not, go ahead and just get in touch with me, and I'll do whatever I can to answer them before Friday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. I thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. The PDF is going to be sent via email tomorrow. Especially for those of you who are here right now, the webinar technology will let me know. So it'll be out there sent via email tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. I appreciate each and every one of you. Here we are on a Tuesday, and you were here learning about how to create regenerational wealth. That says a lot about you. I believe that I know I'm the #1 conductor on the above ground railroad, and I can get you to rent and mortgage freedom a lot faster, safer, and easier than if you go at it alone. I don't want you to make any mistakes on this journey. Buying this first property the wrong way can set you back years. And so I want to make sure that you do it the right way. And I've helped many people do it, and I know I can help you too. I appreciate each and every one of you. I wish you have some great rest tonight. Yes, I will send out the replay tomorrow, as well as the down payment assistance programs. I wish you all the best on your journey, whatever you decide. But if I can help you get there faster, safer, and easier, I would love to do that. All right. So have a good night, everybody. Hope to see you in the program by Friday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. And then our weekly deal room call is on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. So again, that is multifamilymovement.com, multifamilymovement.com. I'll see you all Sunday. Much love. Peace.